ugly for the nation.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer speaking to reporters in New York City, but Texas Republican Congressman Roger Williams tells Fox the president's right about needing to address trade imbalances.
We shouldn't have trade differences with anybody. We're the biggest economy in the world, so we got to fix the trade differences. But I think people are with him. 75 million people. This is one of the things he talked about doing.
The stocks have been fluctuating. Right now, the Dow is down 326 points, but the NASDAQ is higher. The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops just announcing it's ending a half-century partnership with the federal government to serve refugees and children as a legal fight continues over the Trump administration decision to halt funding for refugee resettlement. Catholic agencies had been receiving federal grants to cover many of the expenses for resettling displaced people. The U.S. Supreme Court turns away a challenge of gun limits in New York State, declining to hear a fight over 2022 restrictions, including limits on concealed carry licenses.
6 people appealing a lower court decision, arguing the restrictions infringe on their Second Amendment rights. The law in question includes requiring applicants for concealed carry licenses to show they are of good moral character and complete in-person training. It also creates gun-free zones in areas deemed sensitive, including parks, restaurants, and schools.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. The new restrictions were adopted after the Supreme Court struck down New York's previous limits on concealed handguns, ruling the Second Amendment protects an individual's right to carry a handgun for self-defense. America is listening to Fox News.
Coverage varies by plan.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The property tax bill moves forward. What that means for you. No rain, but a freeze warning is in effect for tonight with a low at 26. It's 52 downtown. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 3:02.
Again, this is not everything that I want from a property tax relief package.
That's from the House Ways and Means Committee this morning, where the property tax bill, amended now some 25 times, moves back to the Senate for more consideration.
But a vote here is to vote. A no vote would represent, keeping the current law in place with no relief. A yes vote does provide some relief.
If you've been following the bill, the current plan is to provide you with some property tax relief, now in the form of tax credits, rather than resetting property values back to pre-2021 levels, as Governor Braun has said he wanted. The train derailment in Indianapolis, east of downtown on Southeastern Avenue. CSX still working on getting that mess cleaned up and the cars taken away. 6 cars derailed and went off the track on an overpass Sunday night. Why the evacuations in Shelby County? Because of flooding from this weekend.
This water, it's not very clear. It's filled with dirt and mud and different debris, and so you can't see how deep it is, and a foot of water can carry a car away.
National Weather Service forecaster Aaron Updike, a state of emergency now in the county. Punching, kicking, and dragging. That's what a viral video shows. Now 2 security guards at an Evansville bar have been arrested. Here is Ryan Hedrick.
Shane Hendricks made rude comments to a female bartender at Chaser's Bar and Grill Saturday and refused to pay his tab, say police. This video that's been seen millions of times shows security guards Shane Shell and Jonathan Turner stomping on Hendricks' head and punching him in the ribs right before they drag him toward the exit. Shell and Turner face charges. Hendricks is in the hospital. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cybersecurity must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, Southeastern Avenue still shut down from Sherman to English. That's because of a train derailment that happened yesterday, and cleanup is going to take, according to authorities, cleanup is supposed to take throughout evening rush. So this should still be closed as you make your way home tonight. Plan accordingly. And then southbound 69, that's time to go traffic, 96 to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Some sunshine expected for the day today. It is going to be a bit breezy later in the afternoon with highs near 55. Clear and cold tonight, freeze warning in place with lows near 25. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Man, I was on spring break last week. Nobody cares. I understand that. It was like 80s and 90s down in St. Pete, but like when we landed back home Saturday afternoon at about 2, I couldn't see the runway until right here in Indianapolis. We landed. I instantly saw the runway just as we were landing because the clouds and the rain were everywhere. What did I miss last week in terms of weather, Hammer? Because I don't think I missed it at all.
Rain. More rain.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like when
lots of rain.
Like Saturday sucked. We landed and I couldn't see the runway until right as we hit the concrete. You know what I mean?
Right. The visibility was bad.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But today, Nige, this is all you need to know. If you look outside right now, I'm looking out at Monument Circle. For the first time in seemingly 871 days, ladies and gentlemen, right now in central Indiana,
yes,
it's not raining.
Looks like we made it. Well, what do you know?
Remember that scene in Forrest Gump where he's in the military and then one day it just starts raining and then it kept raining over and over again? That's what it was like when you were gone.
But then it stopped raining and they all got blown to hell by the Viet Cong.
Well, we did have a little shootout nearly on Monument Circle Friday.
I saw that.
But it wasn't quite to that level. But joking aside here, there is some catastrophic flooding happening here in central Indy. According to the National Weather Service, as of just a few hours ago, flood warning still in effect for more than 30 counties around central Indy, mainly the WIBC listening area. Marion, Hendricks, Shelby, Hancock, Johnson, Bartholomew, Morgan, Rush. Shelbyville is bad. They remain under a state of emergency. I've been looking at some video of what's going on down in Shelby County. I guess the Big Blue River crested at 20 feet, which is insane. So the water is coming up over the river into the streets. You're seeing that in Columbus.
There's some mandatory evacuation orders a couple days ago.
Yeah.
In Shelbyville and Shelby County.
Shelby County is bad. Columbus is bad. Bartholomew County has it bad. And as of this afternoon, US 31 by Edinburgh in Johnson County also closed due to flooding. Now, if that water starts to recede, they will open that back up, and we'll touch base with Matt Bear about that as needed. But it's bad, man. All around central Indy and even down by the Ohio River. Have you seen the images of like Cincinnati?
God, that stuff's right up against the base of the stadium or whatever.
Right. Yeah, Riverfront Stadium, which I will always call, it's Great American Ballpark.
Okay, I got it.
And then the Bengals Stadium, which is Paycor Stadium, which is right next door. The water is basically right up to like where you would walk up. And on the other side of the river, the Newport, Kentucky side. If you've ever been down to Cincinnati, you've driven across the bridge, like where the stadium is, That's Newport, Kentucky. There's a riverboat row of restaurants. My family, we always go to that Hooters that's right there on the water before we go to Cubs and Reds games down there. It's underwater. Like the steps to get into it, underwater.
Whoa.
They are expecting that to crest later on this afternoon, and it's bad.
But then we wake up to, I got a notification on my phone this morning about like freeze warnings.
Right. Right.
Sorry, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. It's just like I got back and all hell is breaking loose, and apparently hell was breaking loose all week here in the city.
It's going to get colder as the hours go by this afternoon into tonight. Before it's all said and done, by tomorrow morning, wind chill temperatures around 15 to 20 degrees. So factor that in with the fact that everything is wet. Like a lot of folks are dealing with flooding in their basements. You know, our poor sump pump's been working overtime, man.
That damn sump. Let's start a GoFundMe for that sump pump, Hammer.
It's working, man, but it needs a 20-second timeout to use some NBA vernacular there.
Allison, do people, like you're part of the Home and Garden Show, do people need to put like trash bags over their plants and crap, like because of the freeze warning? Is that something that people do?
Sure.
That's the kind of breakdown you can only get from someone who works on the Home and Garden Show.
And remember, I organize it. I do not give the information.
Okay.
Email Denny at wibc.com.
All right, I'll email I'll talk to Denny about that.
But I'll just go ahead and jump in. This is not good for plants.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my scientific breakdown.
All right.
Catastrophic flooding followed by freezing is not good for plants.
Okay.
Shifting gears here, Nige. We're talking tariffs.
Oh, wonderful.
We are talking tariffs. The EU says they have offered to drop tariffs to zero on industrial goods.
Okay.
So the European Union,
all right,
they're looking to come to the table. Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett, he went on ABC News this week.
The guy's a party animal, by the way, from what I hear.
He is. He's going to be on Celebrity Beer Bong, I believe, coming up here in a few weeks. Kevin Hassett, the Economic Council Director, tells ABC Taiwan has agreed to drop all tariffs against the United States.
Taiwan.
India, Israel, Vietnam, Cambodia, also wanting to talk to Donald Trump about taking their tariffs to zero.
Was China mentioned in there?
China was not mentioned. And
all right, because that's a big one. But
that's why Donald Trump is threatening to push theirs to 50%. But speaking of 50 countries at least have called Donald Trump to negotiate. Here is the party animal, Kevin Hassett.
I got a report from the USTR last night that more than 50 countries have reached out to the president to begin a negotiation. But they're doing that because they understand that they bear a lot of the tariff. And so I don't think that you're going to see a big effect on the consumer in the U.S. because I do think that the reason why we have a persistent long-run trade deficit is these people have very inelastic supply. They've been dumping goods into the country in order to create jobs, say, in China.
Kevin Hassett, not only the Economic Council Director, but also world champion in keg stands.
Yes. A lot of people don't know that about Kevin Hassett. Donald Trump was on Air Force One. He invited a few members to the press to fly with him. They had a little gaggle, as it's known as, where you get a few reporters together, you talk to them while they're in flight. Usually it's like toward the end of the flight, and you give a few answers. Here is Donald Trump talking tariffs.
We have massive surplus countries that we're dealing with. We have massive deficits. We've got to straighten that out because you can't continue to be that way. It's been that way for years now, and it can't go on any longer. And we're the piggy bank. We have all the advantages. Forget markets for a second. We have all the advantages. We're going to straighten out. We're going to become a wealthy nation again.
All right.
Wealthy like never before. And we're not going to let other nations that have been ripping us off, whether it's China or the European Union, with all of the European nations that have just made it's been like a feast. Look, the European Union was formed for one reason. You know what that was? To rip off the United States. So put that in your bonnet. I hope you had a good flight. Have a good time.
Quote, put that in your bonnet. I hope you had a good flight.
The European Union was formed for one reason. To rip off the United States, to shove it up your ass. That's what I would have liked to have heard instead of put it in your bonnet, but I understand. That is an interesting choice. That's what I got out of the whole thing is put it in your bonnet.
Also would have accepted put that in your crack pipe and smoke it.
Yeah.
Would have accepted that as well. Nige, as you are back here in the Hoosier State and you need a reason to drink tonight, it's National Beer Day.
On Monday?
On a Monday.
Wow.
National Beer Day.
What day is this?
That's National Beer Day. That's all I know.
All right.
And here to celebrate, 30 seconds of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh talking about beer.
Did you consume alcohol during your high school years?
Yes, we drank beer. I liked beer. Still like beer. Sometimes probably had too many beers, and sometimes other people had too many beers. We drank beer. We liked beer. Beers, some beers. Beers with friends. I liked beer. I still like beer. Beer in high school. Drinking beer, which I gladly do, and which I fully embrace. I drank beer with my friends. I still like beer.
I fully embrace.
National Beer Day for those who choose to celebrate. All right, Matt Bear, I know parts of our area dealing with some severe flooding, flood warnings, and advisories. What's going on with the rest of the roads?
Southeastern Avenue is still shut down between Sherman and English because of a train derailment on Southeastern Avenue, and this is going to be at Earhart Street. So we are looking at this closure of Southeastern throughout the rest of evening rush plan accordingly. Westbound 74 before London Road, heading towards Indianapolis from Shelbyville. That's a crash blocking the right lane. Stop and go traffic back to Fairland Road. And a reminder, East 82nd Street closed in both directions between Bash Street and Crank Street for Nickel Plate Trail construction. That's going on for about a week. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Man, fun show for you guys today. Coming up a little bit over an hour from now, comedian Frank Caliendo will join us in studio, scheduled to join us.
Hilarious.
Oh, man, one of the best.
It's just the impressions are limitless.
We've also got the minority leader of your city county council, Michael Paul Hart.
Another beer keg champion.
Yes. Yeah. He finished runner-up, I believe, to Hassett in 2022. And then Monday, Gunday with Guy Relford, the best damn two-way attorney in America. He'll be here actually in like 15 minutes in studio. Right now, we've got cloudy skies. It's 54, but that temperature is going to be falling like a rock off of a top-story building. Before it's all said and done, the low will be 27 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Coming up next, we have an update on the next Hammer and Nigel live show and what your preferred shower temperature is. There's a new study out. There's a new poll. We'll break it down next.
Hammer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
I will never forget the day we found out my brother needed a heart transplant. Sure, you hear about people needing an organ sometimes, but it doesn't feel real until you're the one waiting. I tell you, we're just thankful. God answered our prayers. But my brother wouldn't be alive today without that transplant. That's why I signed up to be an organ donor at the BMV, because I want to be the answer to someone else's prayers.
Sign up to be an organ donor. Say yes the next time you're at the BMV.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market. Even in winter, we're bringing you the best in farm fresh flavors. Stop in for our fresh salad bar, hot and crispy wing bar, and a cheese selection that is second to none. Got a sweet tooth? Our homemade pies, creamy fudge, and old-fashioned candy will hit the spot. Come see us on US 31 just north of Carmel. We're open every day 9 to 6. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about fresh, local, and delicious. See you soon.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today. Today.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-298-9383. 800-298-9383.
It's the Bash Sale, the biggest automotive sale in history. Your local Bill Estes dealerships are coming in hot with deals on trucks you don't want to miss. We have a huge selection of trucks at one easy online stop. Brand new Chevy, Ford, GMC, Jeep, Ram, and Toyota trucks with a massive pre-owned selection too. Plus, our fair and direct upfront pricing means what you see is what you pay. Shift into savings during the Bash Sale, only at Bill Estes dealerships, and drive away in your dream truck today. Online at BillEstesTrucks.com.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Well, we're coming to your city. You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
We get another Hammer and Nigel road show coming up, Hammer?
This one's a big one for us. Like the commercials for the SEC, it just matters more. Right? We've all seen those commercials for the SEC conference. It just matters more. I'll tell you what, every road show we do is important because we get a chance to connect with the awesome Hammer and Nigel audience, the Hamroids and the Nigerians, and everybody in between. But the roots of this show started at Coach's Tavern, downtown Indy, back when we were just a podcast.
Yeah. And Pennsylvania, catty corner across from the field house.
Right. That's where we're going to be. Good Friday, April 18th, okay? 3 to 6 p.m., and we might even hang out a little bit afterwards. So please, make plans now to join us when Good Friday meets Beer Sample Friday. Nothing but good things are going to happen. So please, make plans to join us. We're expecting a full house. I want to set the attendance record at Coach's Tavern that day. I don't know what it is, but I want to see people lined up around the corner, and we might even bring the celebrity beer bong with us. We are going to have a good time. Good Friday. That is Friday, April 18th. So a week from this Friday, take the day off. Take a PTO day, whatever you got, take a day off, tailgate with us.
Or just knock off early since it's a Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
Knock off early. Come down. We're going to have a big Beer Sample Friday. Cheers in the 5 o'clock hour.
It was funny because I think Tom Sutton and Adam Eisenberg, who own Coach's Tavern, let us set up and do our once-a-week podcast for an hour there. Usually, 8 to 9, 7
on
to
a
8?
Thursday.
On a Thursday. And we were like, hey, look, we'll promote your bar on social media. We just want a $50 bar tab. And they're like, okay, great. And we ended up spending $200 there every night. I think they came out.
They came out ahead.
Yeah, they came out ahead. But still, they were gracious enough to let us use their venue as a catalyst for this show.
And our podcast back in the day, all the stuff that we weren't allowed to say here on the radio was said on the podcasts. And we had a great group of sponsors, great group of guests.
Cast of characters, regulars.
And I hope to see them at the show on Good Friday. Like, I want Big Boob Molly there. I want the Charlotte, our model, there. I want BS there. I want Tommy. I want Marcus. I want all of those folks, right? Some of these folks have nicknames we can't say on the radio. I hope to see them all there, and we hope to see all of you on Good Friday, Coach's Tavern, downtown Indy. The fun starts at 3. Nigel, according to a survey, what is your preferred shower temperature? Do you like it scalding hot, or do you like a nice cold shower to wake you up in the morning? This survey was taken on Reddit and got nearly 4,000 responses.
Yeah, no, it depends on what time of year it is. If I'm just getting done outside in the middle of the summer and working in the yard, I still don't like a scalding hot. I like a tepid.
Really?
Temperature. I don't understand the people that are coming in from 90-degree weather and like a hot shower.
That's me.
That's you.
Burn my face off.
I want lava. And I've got skin problems. I got rosacea and red face, just awful, just blotchy. So I take it easy usually, but in the winter it's up a little.
Like, you've heard of that game, The Floor is Lava, the kids play?
Sure, yeah.
My shower is lava. You bring that heat to me.
Not even after, mowing the grass in July at 90 degrees.
Absolutely.
Well, beer in the shower, of course.
Well, there is a beer in the shower, yes. But,
shower beer.
It just relaxes me. According to the survey, 44% say they like it roasty, toasty.
Yeah, that's my wife, definitely.
33% say warm. I fall into the 10% fiery hot, 4% say lukewarm, and then 3% of these people that probably need to be checked into some sort of mental institution, cold showers. Now, I get it. There's going to be some doctor that says cold showers have great health benefits and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like if you're talking to a Navy SEAL or something like that, there's no effect on them whatsoever.
It's supposed to be better for your body. It relaxes you, but I can't do that. I'm sorry.
We've got to get with one of these businesses, Hammer. Like, there's one in Carmel that have these ice baths that you can go to, that you sit in there for 3 or 4 minutes. My wife and her friends go to these sometimes. I'd like to try it. Not the same as a shower. I understand it.
Right.
But apparently, you talk about shrinkage.
Ooh.
From what I heard.
Yeah. It goes back in like a turtle head, I believe. But yeah, if you're somebody that has one of these things, I don't know if you can bring it into the studio. It might make a mess. I don't know.
We've talked about that. If we could get that in the studio.
Right. If you have one of these, bring it in the studio.
Yeah.
And we'll get in. Yeah.
We'll do the whole show see how long we could do our show. With electrical equipment and cords coming in and out of
draping it over the water.
Great idea. Never mind.
You know what? Why don't we just throw a toaster in there while we're at it? But I'm sure we could figure something out. Like, we'll have a mic on a stand, maybe.
I would love to try it.
I would too. So if you're one of those people, if you're willing to bring it up into the studio and let us try it, Nigel and I will give it a go. But again, I'll be miserable. I like the burn my face off shower, but I'll give the cold tub a shot. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Turning 65, new to Medicare, or just moved? If you qualify for Medicare and Medicaid, a Humana dual eligible special needs plan, a D-SNP may give you the extra benefits you're looking for. A D-SNP helps cover things like prescriptions and checkups, but it also helps pay for essentials too. With a Humana D-SNP, you get $225 a month for eligible groceries, rent, utilities, and more. Plus, whatever you don't spend carries over to the next month. You may even get benefits like $0 copays on routine prescriptions, plus routine dental, vision, or hearing coverage. All of this could make a difference for your health and wallet. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a coordinated care HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the Indiana Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal. Allowance amounts cannot be combined with other benefit allowances. Limitations and restrictions may apply.
PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse is now open and ready to serve you. Whether you're buying jewelry or selling jewelry, PA Jewelers has got you covered. One-of-a-kind pieces, vintage pieces. Make an appointment, sit down with them in the buy room, and find out how you can get that special piece made just for you. Easy to get to in Brownsburg. See everything they have to offer in a no-pressure environment. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, now open in Brownsburg. 317-456-4010. That's 456-4010. Or online at pajewelers.jewelry. pajewelers.jewelry.
If you have a snoring problem or sleep apnea, odds are you have blockage in both your throat and your nose. Now, for those who've gone elsewhere and wonder why their issues aren't getting better, this is where the problem lies. Because the true root of your problem very well may be your nose. We believe we'll find that your nose isn't working the way it should. And once we do get your nose working, your CPAP mask can finally work, or you can lose that CPAP mask altogether. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent, where we offer every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution available, including simple in-office procedures that can get your nose and your throat working properly. It's a simple concept. If you're going to get your best sleep, you have to be able to breathe well.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Plenty of rain coming in and a mandatory evacuation order. Right now on Monument Circle, no rain, but there's plenty of it lined up off in Illinois, and it is headed this way with the flood watch in effect. It's 55 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. The situation on Monument Circle has been resolved. It started with a man waving a flag that said Free Haiti and pointing what was apparently an unloaded gun at some people on the circle. Then intervened. He dared police to...
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling. BOOHER. BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with the free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. BOOHER. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
If they are negotiating strategy, he'd like to know about it. No rain on radar, but flood warnings are in effect in many counties in the southern half of Indiana, and a freeze warning is in effect tonight with a low expected at 26. It's 52 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. President Trump standing by his tariffs against foreign countries ahead of a visit from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Fox Business's Edward Lawrence from the White House.
The second meeting between the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Donald Trump since the president has been in this White House. They will talk again about trade. So, in fact, on trade, Israel has gone to 0% tariffs with the United States. Now, the president, sticking with trade, is adding retaliation tariffs on China. The President Trump saying on Truth Social that he will add 50% tariffs on goods from China starting April 9th. That's an additional 50%. So he's adding this. All talks with China concerning their requested meetings with us will be terminated. Negotiations with other countries countries which have also requested meetings will begin taking place immediately. This is because China has retaliated against the U.S.
Indiana Senator Todd Young saying in a prepared statement over the weekend he'd like some clarification from the president on what these tariffs are about. Property tax relief may be coming, just not in the form the governor promised.
Am I right that for 2 years, the next 2 years, we're giving authority to the local government to increase the local income tax by 0.3%? And that money will go to dealing with the reduction in property tax that we're imposing.
Representative Ed Delaney on one of 25 amendments presented over several hours' time in the House Ways and Means Committee this morning. The bill passed out of committee with some of those amendments and now goes back to the Senate to be discussed further. The kind of relief you get changed to tax credits. You're still being asked to stay away from Southeastern Avenue near Sherman while CSX cleans up that train derailment from last night. President Trump welcoming the 2024 World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers to the White House today. Dodgers chairman Mark Walter.
Last season was an incredible season. We won the World Series. Second time in 2020 and since 2020, and only 8 times in our seasons or our history.
The Dodgers finished last season with 98 wins, clinched both the National League West Division title and the National League Championship, and would go on to beat the New York Yankees in the World Series 4-1. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Men, if you're over 40, if you're struggling with some low energy, if you're not feeling yourself, Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today. Visit one of the conveniently located clinics, meet a medical provider, and get back to feeling your best. April only, the consultation is free. Treatment tailor-made just for you, and it's covered by most major insurance. LowTCenter.com. Book that appointment right now. LowTCenter.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
We're looking at eastbound 70 on the east side. This is a stall on the exit ramp to Rural. It's at the bottom of the ramp. It is open. And then eastbound 70 stall on the ramp to Post Road. It's in a center lane. So again, the ramp is open. Westbound 70 on the west side. This is a crash on the entrance ramp from Holt Road. That ramp is also open. Stop and go traffic back to Tibbs Avenue. Southbound 65 slows from 21st to Meridian Penn. North side, eastbound 465 stop and go traffic from Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Breezy into tonight with the chance for some spotty flurries and or light rain showers. Freeze warnings also in place from 1 a.m. to 10 a.m. Tuesday with lows in the mid-20s. Sets the stage for a pretty cold Tuesday with highs only in the mid-40s. I'm Wish TV Star Trek 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
The only way to bag a classy lady is to give her 2 tickets to the gun show.
It's Monday Gunday with the gun guy.
Just watch out for the guns. They'll get you.
Guy Relford.
Stop calling your arms guns.
Hammer and Nigel show.
Yeah. I'm Nigel. Jason Hammer is here, also joining us live in studio. The gun guy, Guy Relford, host of the Gun Guy Show, Saturdays here on 93 WIBC. 2A attorney, licensed firearms instructor, Guy Relford. How the hell are you? And thank you for filling in for me last Monday.
Oh, man, we had a blast. I know you did on the beach as well.
Sure.
But thanks as always to our sponsor for Monday Gunday. That's Premier Arms in Brownsburg, the largest selection of new, used, and historic firearms in the Midwest. And PA Jewelers located right next door in the farmhouse. Check them out at 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg or premierarms.com.
Hammer, I was watching this unfold over, late Friday on Monument Circle. What exactly, reset what happened on Monument Circle and, the ramifications, the aftermath, the fallout, and I'd like to hear what Guy thinks of what happened.
Sure. So this kind of happened as we were live on the air. So right around 4 o'clock, a little bit before 4 o'clock, we go into a commercial break here. not Kenny Rogers, Jeff Boggs, goes downtown on Monument Circle, gets some fresh air, stretch the legs a little bit, and he texts me, is it normal that there's a guy with a free Haiti sign and a gun and people pointing their firearms at him? Is that normal? Because that's what was happening. There was some guy, some protester, waving a big free Haiti flag, yelling ridiculous things.
This wasn't a demonstration. This was one person.
One person.
Yeah.
Stopped his car right there at Market and Monument Circle.
Right, just parked his car there, right in the middle of the circle. Not in the middle, but off to the side.
Right.
Had a firearm with him. The reports say that he fired one shot into the air and then fired another one that did not work. So I don't know if he just had one bullet or the gun malfunctioned or whatever. But the authorities show up. So I start looking out the window here, Guy, and great police work by the IMPD. They've got all their weapons and rifles pointed at this dude. Weapons are drawn. He takes like a lap around the circle. He's running up and down the stairs.
With gun in hand?
Yes, and the flag. And at one point, the police department, they fire not real bullets at this guy, some sort of like sandbags or
rubber bullets?
Well, beanbag shotgun.
Beanbag shotgun. Yeah. Thank you. I'm horrible at the vernacular here. Yeah. But they fire those at him and it knocks him down. Yeah. And during that time, they're able to handcuff this guy, take him into custody, and he's yelling the whole time. But for about a good 10, 15 minutes, this was unfolding on the circle. This guy with a gun, the police had weapons drawn on him, and it was going around like a full lap of the circle. So I guess the question I have for you, Guy, is let's say you work down here like we do, like Jeff Boggs did, and you walk outside.
I occasionally work down here.
You occasionally work down here. Yeah. What can law-abiding citizens do in situations like that?
Get the hell out of the way.
Well, I'll tell you what. First of all, shout out to WIBC News Director John Herrick, who went down there with his phone and videotape within a few feet of this guy.
Boggs and Herrick and Matt Baer, who got amazing information too.
Absolutely. So WIBC absolutely outshone anyone else on this issue. But the answer to your question is, listen, guy's got a gun, and one witness, I saw this on John Herrick's video, said, yeah, the guy pointed that gun at me, pointed it right at my chest. Listen, if I'm down there, guy has a gun, guy points it at my chest, I am absolutely justified under Indiana self-defense statute in using deadly force to defend myself or defend other people. Where someone has pointed a gun at you, and the gun's already fired at least once, so you know it's loaded. At that point, I'm absolutely justified in using deadly force to defend myself, defend other people. I pray that never happens, but legally, absolutely, that's justification.
So let's say that gun he has turns out to be something else. Maybe it's a starter pistol, maybe it's shooting blanks, but it's not real bullets. I don't know if that's the case or not. I have no idea. But if that is true, does that change anything?
No, because it's all based on my reasonable belief based on the totality of the circumstances. And there are cases out there where someone had an absolutely reasonable belief that deadly force was necessary to protect themselves or others from serious bodily injury or to defend against the commission of a forcible felony. Turns out they were wrong, but their belief was reasonable under the circumstances. That's still absolutely justified. It has to be reasonable. You have to believe it, but it has to be objectively reasonable under the circumstances.
So let me play a little what if here, right?
Yeah.
So let's say I walk out on Monument Circle. It's commercial break. I want some fresh air. I see this lunatic waving the flag. He's got a gun. He's either pointing it in a menacing way at another citizen or the police. Can I then eliminate the threat, or if I shoot that guy, am I in trouble?
No. Again, it's if the question becomes, did you have a reasonable belief you were defending yourself or others from serious bodily injury?
Others is the key there.
Others, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, my client, Eli Dickin, who saved countless lives in the Greenwood Park Mall, he wasn't in an immediate danger. The guy was shooting at the other end of the food court in the Greenwood Park Mall. He was shooting other people. Eli shot him from 43 yards away when the bad guy was not shooting at Eli or his girlfriend who he was there with. But that's absolutely 1,000% justified because Eli was protecting others from serious bodily injury, and absolutely justified. If I walk in a bank and the bank's being held up, very clear, very obvious, hold up, one teller's already down, from having been shot, a robber's pointing a gun at another teller screaming, give me the money. Robber never sees me. I'm in no immediate danger. I can turn around and walk out the door. Can I shoot that robber in the back? Yes, I can, because I'm preventing the commission of a forcible felony. I'm defending other people, third persons, from serious bodily injury.
Now, the shooting in the back is interesting because I know we've had this discussion before. Each state's laws are different, but we had a story, I think it was from Louisiana, where there was a guy that was robbing like a Dollar General store or something like that, and pointed the gun at the cashier. Give me all your money. Cashier gives him his money. The guy has the money. He turns around to leave. The cashier then shot him in the back, but faced charges.
See, what's different about that? You said turns around to leave. So if the threat's over, and there's no longer an active threat, and you're no longer preventing a forcible felony. The felony's already been committed. The person's just escaping. Now you no longer have justification for the use of deadly force. So let's say the guy is down there, he's pointing a gun, he's threatening other people. Now he gets back in his car, and he starts driving down Market Street where the car was pointed. Can I then run up to his car and shoot him through the window because he pointed a gun at someone? No, that's payback. That's not preventing serious bodily injury. That's not preventing the commission of a forcible felony.
Seemed like the IMPD, from what I've read and what I saw, held they.
Oh yeah.
They were restrained. Not they were patient with this guy that had fired off a gun on Monument Circle. And it still used a incredible patience, I think, and restraint.
To your point, Nigel, and people don't understand this, Indianapolis was one of the first departments, IMPD was one of the first departments to get intensive training in crisis intervention and dealing with people with mental health issues, even to people that are armed or potentially armed. And Indy was way out front. IMPD doesn't get enough credit for this. They're way out front in their training of their officers on intervening when someone's having a mental health crisis. I think that's exactly what was going on here. And you're right. They get an A+. They were patient. They were calm. They protected themselves. They had the guns out, and they evacuated the area to eliminate other people from being in danger. But they did exactly what they were trained to do, and it goes to show you how far out front Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department is on dealing with these mental health issues.
Come back for one more segment?
Always, you bet.
Monday Gunday with the best 2A attorney in all of America, the gun guy, Guy Relford. More when we come back.
Indiana patients rely on many types of pharmacies to access their medications and critical healthcare services. But a proposal being considered in the Indiana legislature called SB 140 would disrupt access to medications for Indiana patients. SB 140 would impose government mandates blocking access to critical pharmacy options and services in Indiana. Lost access to pharmacy options would directly harm many of Indiana's most vulnerable patients, including patients fighting cancer and heart disease, many of whom rely on specialty pharmacies for their care. SB 140 would even hike costs for Indiana patients by imposing a $10 tax on every prescription filled in the state. That would often fall directly on the patient. Tell your state legislator, protect access to medications, reject higher costs. Put Indiana patients first by voting no on SB 140, paid for by conservatives for lower healthcare costs.
For over 20 years, Howard Bailey Financial has been helping families just like yours gain clarity, confidence, and purpose with personal and practical financial strategies. And now, we're offering our full suite of services on Rangeline Road, right in the heart of Carmel, making it even easier to meet with our experienced team face-to-face. Whether you're planning for retirement, navigating life transitions, or just need guidance for your financial future, we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Text CARMEL to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Tired of hard water stains, dry skin, or smelly water? Well water or city water, C&J gives you softer water, cleaner drinking water, and no more taste or odor issues. Thanks to a high-efficiency water softener, advanced water treatment, and reverse osmosis systems. Better water starts today with C&J. Make every drop in your home pure, fresh, and worry-free. Best prices of the year right now at C&J's well water bundles and city water bundles. C&J for great systems, great people too. 317-733-SOFT.
It's Kubota Orange Days. From America's #1 selling compact tractor to zero-turn mowers and versatile RTVs, get your perfect match delivered to your door. Now through June 30th, get zero down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,000 off select compact tractors. See the details at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Fishers and Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota, or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
I'm a proud owner of B Window.
I'm a proud B Window owner.
I'm a proud B Window owner.
When you work with a local, employee-owned home improvement company like B Window, quality comes first because your home improvements are a reflection of our business. And for a limited time, we're extending our employee discount to you, up to 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust local, trust employee-owned, trust your home to be.
Trust me. Quality Supply and Tool, your premier supplier of construction equipment, tools, and supplies, is looking for CDL drivers to serve out of our Indianapolis location. We're currently accepting applications for both CDL-A and CDL-B drivers. We offer competitive pay to qualified applicants. Work for an established and growing family-owned Indiana company? Please contact Brian Myers for more information at 317-690-2016. That's Brian Myers at Quality Supply and Tool, 317-690-2016.
Want to find out what real retirement planning is all about? Tune in to Expedition Retirement with Greg Ayler, Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
Now that spring is here, storms can happen at any time. WIBC will alert you to severe weather from the Chapman Heating Storm Desk. For all your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and drains, call the man for all seasons. Chapman. Go to ChapmanHeating.com.
What's up, Matt Bear?
Yeah, Hammer, looking at Southeastern Avenue shut down because of a train derailment from last night at Southeastern between Sherman and English. And that looks to be closed through evening rush through this entire evening plan accordingly. Now in Boone County, north of Lebanon, northbound 65 after State Road 28, semi-crash blocking the right lane, stop traffic back to the Boone County line. And then eastbound 70 at the bottom of the exit ramp to Rural Street, Keystone Avenue. That is a crash ramp, is open to Rural, but it is partially blocked. Also a stall. Eastbound 72 Post Road. The ramp is open, partially blocked. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at DrexelIN.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, we've got clouds and 54 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Monday Gunday with the gun guy, Guy Relford with us. Guy, I keep seeing this thing on my social media feed about an AR ban in Indiana, and you have to fight it. Number one, I didn't think that this was a thing. I didn't know anybody that was trying to ban the AR in Indiana. And number two, I've never heard of this organization that claims they're behind this.
Yeah, I got forwarded this Facebook social media post by this group. They're called Indiana Firearms Coalition.
Right, that's
and they're out there and they're saying stop state bill or Senate Bill 247, the AR-15 ban. We have to stop this immediately. Sign the petition, donate to our organization. And I'm looking at this going, hold on. I mean, I track all the bills that are gun related in the General Assembly. I'm over there for the entire session multiple times, and Senate Bill 247 was filed. Does it include an assault weapon ban? Yes, it does. Did it ever have any chance whatsoever of passing, even getting a hearing in Senator Aaron Freeman's Corrections and Criminal Law Committee? Zero. No chance. Never had a chance. DOA.
Senator Freeman's not allowing that crap to go down.
Senator Freeman is a rock star on the Second Amendment, and he always has been, and he's a good friend, and I'm proud to support him as an Indiana senator and chairman. But this thing was DOA. That we're well past the official deadline when bills filed in the Senate and had to get a hearing and move over to the House. This thing's literally been dead for weeks and weeks and weeks. But you got this group, Indiana Firearms Coalition, that's trying to raise money off fear-mongering, telling people we're about to ban AR-15s. And then I looked into them. There's another organization that's run by these guys, these four brothers called the Dorr Brothers, D-O-R-R. They apparently set up these mirror organizations in multiple states, not just on gun rights, but on multiple conservative causes. And abortion, they'll come out.
So they're scam artists.
They come out and they set up these websites and they go out and they petition for donations and they put it all right square in their pocket, from all I can tell. I've never seen them in the State House, ever, not once.
They're making it look like they're this group that's championing gun rights and we support you and make a donation. And you make a donation and they keep all the money.
Yeah, they keep all the money. And I've
allegedly,
for years and years and years, I've never once seen these guys in the State House. But by the way, very important point. There's a national organization called the Firearms Policy Coalition. They're rock stars. They're great. They've had great wins in the courtroom. They've done a lot for Second Amendment rights. They're a national organization. So we're talking about Indiana Firearms Coalition. They apparently are a bunch of scam artists, but don't confuse them with Firearms Policy Coalition, who are doing great things.
Where can we find you?
On Twitter, @GuyRelford. Man, give me a follow on there. I'm trying to build up that following, @GuyRelford on Twitter or X.
The best in America, the GOAT. That's Guy Relford right there, the greatest of all time when it comes to fighting for your Second Amendment rights. Guy, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. If spring cleaning has you thinking about spring upgrading, this is the month to do it. Freshen up your home's look, boost your energy efficiency, and save big during Universal Windows Direct's Spring Home Improvement event. Right now, it's their classic fan favorite offer, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. And for a limited time, Universal Windows Direct is also offering no interest until 2030. That's right, upgrade your home today and don't pay a cent in interest for 6 whole years. And here's the real spring surprise. Get a bonus $500 off your home improvement project. There's never been a better time to bundle and save with Universal Windows Direct. Some restrictions may apply, so call today, 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Get all the information and schedule your totally free in-home estimate. And see everything for yourself on the web, universalwindowsdirect.com, universalwindowsdirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
It's the Bash Sale, the biggest automotive sale in history. Your local Bill Estes dealerships are coming in hot with deals on trucks you don't want to miss. We have a huge selection of trucks at one easy online stop. Brand new Chevy, Ford, GMC, Jeep, Ram, and Toyota trucks with a massive pre-owned selection too. Plus, our fair and direct upfront pricing means what you see is what you pay. Shift into savings during the Bash Sale, only at Bill Estes dealerships, and drive away in your dream truck today. Online at BillEstesTrucks.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
At Hendricks, your cancer care is in the details.
You have questions, and our dedicated clinicians and expert oncologists will answer them.
You have hills to climb, and we are going to climb them.
You have dreams, and we're here to help you chase them.
You have cancer, and you have all the expertise,
the determination, and the kindness of the entire Hendricks team.
Backed by Mayo Clinic expertise.
It's not just cancer care.
It's Teresa Care.
Visit hendricks.org/cancer.
But if you feel different, you drive different. So don't drive high. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News. 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
The president stays the course on Lisa Brady. Fox News.
America first. It's now America first. And we didn't put America first. We put America last.
President Trump just telling reporters he is not considering a pause on tariffs. Also doubling down on his new threat for an additional 50% tariff on China if Beijing doesn't reverse course and drop its new retaliatory tariff on U.S. goods.
We're going to have one shot at this, and no other president's going to do this, what I'm doing. And I'll tell you what, it's an honor to do it because we have been just destroyed what they've done to our system. You know, we have $36 trillion of debt for a reason. And the reason is that people allowed it to get that way.
This alongside Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announcing Israel will eliminate its tariffs on U.S. goods quickly.
We're not talking about intentions. We're not talking about just words. We're talking about results.
The president says many countries are now coming to negotiate deals, but Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer tells reporters
Trump's tariffs are driving New York into a recession, something nobody wants.
A volatile day on Wall Street. The Dow down 349 points at the bell, finishing under 38K after being down more than 1,000 earlier today and then rallying briefly on a report of a possible tariff pause. President Trump also just confirming the U.S. will hold direct talks with Iran beginning Saturday.
But it's getting to be very dangerous territory, and hopefully those talks will be successful, and I think it would be in Iran's best interest if they are successful.
He says Iran can't be allowed to get nuclear weapons. He and Netanyahu also discussing the renewed fight against Hamas in Gaza, both emphasizing the need to get remaining hostages out. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Relief for your sore and aching property tax. From just south of Indianapolis down, flood warnings for most of the state tonight, a freeze warning. It's 52 right now. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 4:02. You may be wondering where that property tax relief bill is. It was passed out of the House Ways and Means Committee this morning, 15-8, with some 25 amendments attached. And some of that has sour Democratic representatives and some Republicans, too.
Property taxes are still going to increase for people, just not by as much. And because of that, I'm voting no.
The bill also only vaguely resembles what Governor Braun envisioned for property tax relief now, with tax credits being used to provide relief for property owners. Many counties in the southern half of Indiana are under flood warnings, as you heard, thanks to the abundance of rain over the weekend and the previous few weeks.
No, this is, almost historic for types of flooding. There are a few areas, especially down like Shelbyville.
Aaron Updike, forecaster with the National Weather Service. Shelby County is one of several with flooding issues, but it's especially bad there.
It's definitely something that we don't see very often here in central Indiana, with lots of water rescues happening. So people, please, if you're seeing water, do not drive into it. It's just not worth it.
That freeze warning also in effect tonight, with temperatures in some parts of the state possibly getting down to below 20 degrees, about 26 here in the Indianapolis metro. As far as the tariffs go,
Trump's tariffs are driving New York into a recession, something nobody wants.
Senator Chuck Schumer, one of the president's chief detractors, but Senator Todd Young saying in a prepared statement over the weekend he'd like some clarification from the president on what those tariffs are about. A Cybertruck is in Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith's parking space with a note on it saying thank you to Elon Musk and President Trump for all they are doing for this country. That's a paraphrase of the note. Beckwith's office has not said whether the truck was purchased with state money, but they did say it's worth about $82,000. You got traffic and weather coming up.
It's Hammer and Nigel for Window Nation. April's a great time to spruce up around the house, like getting rid of those old, ugly, drafty, hard-to-open windows and starting fresh, especially during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now through April 30th. And if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door, too. Plus, with 0% financing, 0 down, and no monthly payments, you could get new windows and pay nothing until 2027.
Window Nation partners with top window manufacturers in the nation to build windows to their high-quality specs. Then they pass those savings on to you. You'll protect your home with some of the best windows you can buy at a fraction of the price of some of those other brands. This sale ends April 30th. Do not miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 for free deal, and you don't pay anything until 2027. Schedule that estimate right now at 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, traffic hazard on the north side. Chris, it's on the ramp from eastbound 465 to 31 Meridian. Now that ramp is open, partially blocked. And we have a stall on the exit ramp east side from eastbound 72 Post Road. Again, the ramp is partially blocked. It is open. Looking to westbound 70 on the west side. Now we have a crash at Tibbs. It blocks the left lane, causing traffic to jam up to Belmont, then slow back to the south split. Eastbound 70, stop and go before west to Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by True Green. True Green, get a golf course quality lawn for less than you think. Sign up at truegreen.com. That's TRU green.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Breezy into tonight with the chance for some spotty flurries and or light rain showers. Freeze warnings also in place from 1 a.m. to 10 a.m. Tuesday with lows in the mid-20s. Sets the stage for a pretty cold Tuesday with highs only in the mid-40s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Got great news for everybody. Lawmakers at the Indiana State House are actually working on a property tax bill. That's the good news, right?
Man, I can't wait for all this relief and the tax cuts. We've been lobbying for so long to get those.
Going back to 2021 rates,
oh,
right?
It's going to be beautiful.
That's the good news, right?
Yeah.
It's just good news.
There's bad news.
Really?
None of that's going to happen.
Oh.
None of it's going to happen.
Wait a minute.
Zero. None. To quote Willy Wonka, you get nothing. Good day, sir. So these weasels in the House Ways and Means Committee today get together at the Indiana General Assembly. And we knew this was coming because we talked about this on Friday. They passed forward their property tax, quote, relief bill. Now, what their relief bill does, and I'm doing air quotes like Dr. Evil,
lasers,
is that they're considering, okay, maybe we will lower property taxes just a little bit, but those property taxes may go up again next year. We're not going to cap anything. No. But also, we're going to allow local cities, local governments, and communities to increase sales taxes if they wish. So once you tell a local government you've got the green light to go ahead and raise sales tax, they're going to do it. So long story short, you may be paying more. What they decided today, and every single member of the Republican, air quote, Republicans on the House Ways and Means Committee, they voted yes on this. Maybe a slight decrease in your property taxes, but it's going to be made up from referendums in the community and sales taxes going up in the community. If anything, it's a wash. Worst case scenario, you end up paying more. That's what we're dealing with right now. And if I'm Governor Mike Braun, I'm holding a press conference at 5 o'clock today and saying, this will not stand. This is not what the people of Indiana are expecting. I will be vetoing this turd of a bill if it comes to my desk, and I would love to hear Governor Braun say the word turd. I will veto this turd of a bill. And get ready, Bal, because here comes a special session. And you better come up with something better than raising the taxes for the Indiana residents who bought and believed property tax relief.
I would love a Lebowski reference. This will not stand. This aggression will not stand, man.
Right. Now, to be fair, when it reached for comment, here is what House Speaker Todd Houston, Senate Pro Tem Rod Bray had to say about this whole situation.
You f***ed up. You trusted us.
You bleeped up.
You got me.
You trusted us.
I thought you had. How do you always do that? I thought that was like a real clip. All right, now hold on, everybody. Wait a minute. This isn't what you think it is. We've come to an agreement. We're going to try to work this out. And you play. You play a
That was
clip
Tim
from the
Matheson and John
Animal House.
Belushi trying to
Okay.
comfort Flounder.
Fine.
Can I hear it one more time, please, Allison?
You f***ed up. You trusted us.
Again, Governor Braun, if you're listening, Lieutenant Governor Beckwith, if you're listening, I don't want to hear any more crap about anything else other than this.
Is Beckwith listening on his brand new Bose radio system in his $88,000 car?
It may be the Tesla. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw it. Look, is everybody still mad at people for driving $88,000 vehicles in the state government? Like,
I think if they're the ones.
I saw this last week when I was on vacation.
Yeah.
We don't have to dwell on it, but I thought, okay, Beckwith backing into his front row spot in a Tesla. What are they called? It
looks like a big silver box, whatever it's called.
Whatever. I thought it was kind of funny.
Now, what's the backstory on that? Because somebody's listening right now going, I thought it was a $90,000 like GMC.
Yeah, well, the guy that there was a Democrat that said, hey, you shouldn't be driving one of these things.
I believe it was Mitch Gore.
It was Mitch Gore that said, yeah, what are you doing picking out an $88,000 vehicle to drive? All right, you need to, that's wasting the taxpayer money.
You're telling people to lower their taxes.
And
you need to make cuts.
Micah Beckwith, the lieutenant governor, says, all right, I'll just get a Cybertruck then. I'll trade it in for a Cybertruck from Tesla. And lo and behold, in his parking spot today, there's a Cybertruck.
Now, I don't think he bought it.
I don't think, I think he borrowed it from some guy. And yes, there's some controversy. I understand it. I get it. I thought it was kind of comical, but I understand what people are thinking about the optics. I get it. I get the optics, but I do think it was it made me giggle.
I like a good troll. I like a good stunt.
Sure.
But when we're getting screwed on these property taxes right now, and you were the guy that was supposed to be the one bringing the heat, making this the most important thing, and telling these local governments, you better make cuts. You don't need a $100,000 school admin that does Facebook. You don't need this. You don't need that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get in my $90,000 Denali that Nelly had in the video, Hot in Here, and pull off. Like, that is bad optics. I mean, that sucks. It's bad optics. And I don't know who the advisor is, but somebody needs to talk to these guys and say, hey, how about a little less trolling, a little less buying expensive cars, a little less hanging out with your fat friends, and talk to these losers.
Fat friends. Oh, you got to.
At the Ways and Means Committee.
Explain the fat friends thing real quick.
Well, the lieutenant governor, who, again, I like Micah Beckwith.
Of course.
Good dude. But his excuse for buying like the most expensive vehicle he could find was, well, I've got beefy friends.
I got beefy bodyguards
that travel with me.
Room.
To which Rob Kendall's argument is, it's not the taxpayer's fault you have fat friends. Which, point taken. I get it. Like, you can't be the Doge people and then go out and say, hey, look at this $90,000 ride we just got. Oh, by the way, go find some cuts in your local government. Speeds off, rolls up his tinted windows. It's a bad look. But I don't care about any of that right now.
Yeah.
I want both of these guys, Braun and Beckwith,
get to work.
Hold a press conference and hold these losers accountable. Hold these losers accountable. It's everybody, too. It's not just the House Ways and Means Committee. It's those losers that had it first, SB 1 in the Senate. All of these folks, they're giving all of us taxpayers a middle finger right now. But the problem is people like us, now I'm not saying me or you specifically that's listening right now, the collective, we keep voting these people back into office. Like, you can bitch and complain about Rod Bray, the Senate pro tem, all you want. He won in a landslide the last election. So why is he in any hurry to give you any sort of break? Todd Houston, the same way. You keep voting these losers back into office. So eventually you're going to have to learn what primary is all about. Some of these folks, they've got years until they're on the ballot, but don't remember their names. Find out who a weasel is in your district and vote their ass out next time around. That's all you can do.
Boom.
Take away their power.
Boom.
Nige, we haven't played this game in a little while. I think it's time to play a spirited round of Is It Racist?
It's time to play Is It Racist?
Here to explain how we play this fast-growing game sensation is socialist sweetheart AOC.
Is it racist? Is something racist, yes or no?
All right.
Simple enough.
This video's going viral. Guy from Chicago feels like he's oppressed because Dunkin' Donuts in his community installed bulletproof glass to protect their employees. And also, when you want to hand them money or get your goods, it's like a little conveyor belt thing, right?
Yeah.
You see it at some convenience gas stations, but this guy in Chicago feels like it may be a little racist.
Look how they taking money at Dunkin' Donuts, y'all. Like, come on, man. What is this? Straight bulletproof glass through the whole thing, man. I mean, you can't even breathe on these people. Look how sealed this is. This is a professional seal. Like, you can't even talk to these people barely. Getting up every day and seeing something like this, bro, that do something to your mental up here. It tell you, like, this how you feed animals in a zoo, gang. Like, that's pretty much what it's telling your mentality. Like, I did say I don't trust you. You feel what I'm saying? At what point do we be like, we tired of getting treated like animals, tired of getting treated like this? Like, bro, like, you telling me I can't even hand you my money, gang? Like, bro, like, the people who be owning these don't be from the community. They don't be from the city. You grow up, imagine you see this every day for your whole life, and then you go to someplace else and you see them handing the money. You gonna think something wrong with you, gang. Like, it's crazy mentality.
No, I don't think it's racist. I think Dunkin' Donuts does what every late-night gas station in America does. They've taken steps to protect themselves because there's been a rash of crime and robberies, and we still want to stay open. We want to make money. We want to make sure our employees are safe. Like, I don't think it's being treated like animals. It's every gas station that's open at 4 o'clock in the morning in America.
There's probably a reason
exactly
why that Dunkin' Donuts in that particular location feels the need to do that.
Like, we don't want to close down. We still want to make money. We want to serve the community. Starbucks on the Circle, supposedly a very safe area in this city, closed down because of the dangers to their employees. They did not want to invest the time or the energy to make bulletproof glass and, like you said, the metal roundabout things that exchange the food and the cash and stuff.
Right.
This Dunkin' Donuts did. They're staying open. They want to serve the community.
There's a reason why that's in place. Like, if you go into a restaurant, or maybe you go into SeaWorld and there's a sign, please keep your pants on. There's probably a reason why that sign is up. I'm telling you. All right, a man that always has his pants off is Matt Bear.
That's correct. Looking at a train derailment. This is Southeastern Avenue between Sherman and English. And Southeastern will be closed through evening rush. That's the expectation right now because of the cleanup on this train. So in the meantime, you'll need a reroute. Boone County, north of Lebanon, northbound 65, north of State Road 28. Semi-crash blocking the right lane where it stopped for several miles. On the north side, stall on the exit ramp from eastbound 465 231, and we're slow back to Michigan Road because of it. And now looking at eastbound 465 at Allisonville Road, that's a crash blocking the right lane, causing stop and go traffic back to Westfield Boulevard. And then we look at eastbound 70, a post on the east side stall at the bottom of the exit ramp. West side crash, westbound 70 at Tibbs, blocking the left lane, and traffic is slow back to Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up here in just a few minutes, comedian Frank Caliendo.
Cool.
Expected to join us in studio. We'll also play a round of Is This Anything? It's 52 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Your future holds so much potential. The question is, are you planting the right seeds today to make it flourish? At Howard Bailey Financial, we strive to help you create a retirement plan that can adapt to your evolving needs, offering guidance to bring you clarity, confidence, and purpose along the way. Whether you're just beginning or refining your financial strategy, we're here to support you. Let's grow something lasting together. Text GROW to 888-262-1104 to start planning for your future full of possibility. That's GROW to 888-262-1104. Take the first step today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Hey, it's Rob. If you want to grow your hair back, check out the Artist Robotic FUE at We Grow Hair Indy. Darren Andrews, clinic director, is here to tell us more.
The accuracy and the precision of the Artist Robotic FUE is what clients love the most. Get the results you want with our Artist FUE or multi-unit hair grafting procedure.
Grow your hair back today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. Call 317-522-2995 for your evaluation. 317-522-2995.
From a fast break to recovery, Indiana hospitals are here for every Hoosier, regardless of their ability to pay. That's why we're teaming up with legislators on a winning playbook to lower costs and protect access to care across our communities. Because good policy doesn't leave anyone on the sidelines. Learn more at HoosierLifeline.com.
Paid for by the Indiana Hospital Association.
This is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the nation's largest family law firm, but we're more than just size. We're part of your community. With offices across the country, our attorneys and staff live and work right where you do. And because we're local, we know your courts, your laws, and your legal community. When divorce puts your future on the line, you need a firm that's both powerful and personal. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Yeah, let's do it.
Before we play the game, Nige, I have to ask.
Yes.
While you were in Florida last week on vacation,
Yes.
what was your reaction to the AI Nigel video that we put together of you getting up from the beach wearing the butt floss?
Yeah, I was wondering why, because Jeff Boggs, a.k.a. at Not Kenny Rogers, was filling in, and he texted me. He's like, I want to know what Nigel's doing on the beach right now. And I literally texted him a selfie of me just laying there on the beach with my earbuds in. I made sure, I wanted to crop the nipples out.
Crop the nips.
It was nips up. And then you turned it somehow into me getting up in a thong and walking to the beach in AI. I don't know how you do this stuff. I'm going to figure it out and get you back one day. But the response was strong. And my wife was actually like, I kind of like that, actually. You look good. You did me a favor.
Your backside did look in shape and fit.
Because it doesn't look like that in real life. But yeah, but I just...
It wasn't hairy?
I took a simple... I took a simple selfie of me sitting in a beach chair, barely awake, just kind of sleeping. And you somehow turned that into me getting up in a man thong and walking to the beach with AI. Stellar. I can't do anything but applaud you.
Thank you.
If you scroll down on our social media, you'll find it somewhere.
Is this anything? A Nevada man was arrested after illegally owning 7 tigers on his property.
Okay.
He said they were emotional support tigers, Nige.
Oh, really?
Here's the man with the tigers. His name is Carl, and a member of the local sheriff's office talking about the situation.
Their machine guns and their Bearcat and Ram gate. None of that was necessary.
We have received information that he has been seen walking the tigers loose around the property, off the property in the desert. There have been social media posts from him with people interacting with the cats, which is also in violation.
My tigers are my emotional support animals. I rescued those tigers from Joe Exotic, the Tiger King.
Oh, that's a wrinkle in the story. He rescued the tigers from the Tiger King?
Joe Exotic himself.
Wow. No, this is something, yeah, I'd say maybe if you're on your property and you have it well fenced in and you're messing around with your emotional support tigers, fine, but you can't just be walking around the neighborhood with a tiger unleashed.
Right.
Does that, I get nervous if I see a guy walking around with his pit bull unleashed in our neighborhood, you know?
That's one of your fears, is being mauled by a bear when you're taking out your trash.
In my own neighborhood.
Yes.
A vicious man, a carnivore, man-eating animal coming down the driveway. Yeah, that's a legitimate fear of mine. And this apparently, again, could be an example of a possibility of that happening. Yes, this is something.
7 tigers, not 1, not 5, 7 emotional support tigers.
I need a more solid definition of what it means to be emotionally supported by a tiger. Like, how do you benefit from that as a human being?
Does it cuddle with you? Does it maul your opponents? I don't know. Is this anything? A man in the state of New York named Jerome DeWald.
Yes.
Tried to have an AI lawyer defend him in court.
Okay.
And the judge was not having it.
The appellant has submitted a video. We will hear that video now.
May it please the court. I come here today a humble pro se before a panel of 5 distinguished justices.
Is this, hold on, is that counsel for the case?
I generated that. That is not a real person.
You did not tell me that, sir, and you have appeared before this court and been able to testify verbally. You are not going to use this courtroom as a launch for your business. So if you are able to shut that off. You have 5 minutes.
I think he was saying he was using the AI lawyer because he can't speak very well and is not a great public defender of himself. Like, this opens a whole new can of worms, right? I'm hiring I've typed in what I want to say, but I'm hiring, or I've enlisted or used this AI app to defend me. These are my words, but I'm having this AI lawyer defend me.
You have to tell the judge, don't you? You can't just spring AI lawyer on the judge, because it sounded like here the judge was not having it.
And she knew about 3 seconds in something was wrong. Can you play that just one more time, Allison? Just listen to this judge be like, oh, no, hold on, just for a second.
The appellant has submitted a video. We will hear that video now.
May it please the court. I come here today a humble pro se before a panel of 5 distinguished justices.
Is this, hold on, is that counsel for the case?
Oh, she's pissed. 100%.
Is this AI computer-generated system the counsel? No, I don't think so.
The Hammer and Nigel show.
The markets have been like Indiana temperatures, just all over the place, man. Up and down. You're looking for peace of mind in your investments, and who can blame you? Matt Bear here. Hey, trust a fiduciary advisors with your best interest at heart. That's Trajan Wealth, locally owned and veteran-led. Call for your complimentary consultation at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Trajan Wealth works with you as a team and collaborates with you on a customized portfolio that's designed to help protect your investment, constantly monitoring the markets for you and offering the much-needed security you so desire. Call and schedule a consultation at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first consultation is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Quality Supply and Tool, your premier supplier of construction equipment, tools, and supplies, is looking for CDL drivers to serve out of our Indianapolis location. We're currently accepting applications for both CDL-A and CDL-B drivers. We offer competitive pay to qualified applicants. Work for an established and growing family-owned Indiana company? Please contact Brian Myers for more information at 317-690-2016. That's Brian Myers at Quality Supply and Tool, 317-690-2016.
Point.
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace.
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
If you feel like you're paying too much, a cool afternoon but a cold night ahead with a freeze warning in effect, says the National Weather Service. Temperatures in the metro could get down to 26 or so. Flood warnings in effect for Shelbyville and most areas south of the state. It's 52 downtown. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending.
Bill passes out 15-8.
That's the sound of the property tax bill going back to the Senate from the House Ways and Means Committee, where they will consider all the changes that have been made to it. One of the big ones is making the relief you are supposed to get into tax credits. The Trump administration taking action against China on multiple fronts as lawmakers consider banning Chinese land ownership. And then there's the threat of more tariffs. Fox Business's Grady Trimble from D.C.
We know that several members of the Trump administration, including President Trump himself, they say they're prioritizing blocking China from buying up U.S. farmland. Presidential envoy for special missions, Rick Grinnell, called China's plan a not-so-silent takeover with an end goal that's not confined to land ownership. There's a bill in Congress that, if passed, would bar China from owning U.S. farmland. The White House is separately working to separate TikTok from its Chinese parent company ByteDance over national security and privacy concerns. Not sure how China's going to react if the president uses tariffs as a bargaining chip in this, especially if the threat of 50% tariffs on China comes true.
New Russian attacks against the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv. Ukrainian President Zelensky warns that some missiles have been fired from the Black Sea.
Sunday, one person was killed and 3 others were wounded in Kyiv after Russian airstrikes. Further south, in a smaller Ukrainian city, at least 20 people died and 75 were injured after Russian attacks on Friday. The Ukrainian government says that Russia has launched more than 1,400 guided aerial bombs, nearly 670 attack drones, and more than 30 missiles at Ukraine just in the past week alone. President Zelensky argues there is still not enough international pressure on Moscow. In London, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Spring in Indy, and if you hate to paint, do what your neighbor Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
Well, the home was built in 1948. Paint on the aluminum siding was peeling, and I couldn't find anyone who would repaint it until I called Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's better than paint. And the crew?
Painted all my aluminum siding, and I've got a front porch that runs the whole length of the house, and all the pillars and everything. And once they were gone, I couldn't even tell that they were there.
With Rhino Shield's 25-year transferable warranty, you'll never have to paint your home again. And right now, you can have Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Well, I've told a lot of people, do the Rhino Shield. It's really a great product, and if you don't want to paint the house, that would be the way to go.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Westbound 70 crash at Tibbs, blocking the left lane, causing stop traffic back to Meridian, Illinois. Northbound 65 in Boone County, crash after State Road 28. And right now, the right lane is blocked. Traffic stop for several miles to the county line. This is eastbound 70, stalled at the and exit ramp to Post Road. That ramp is open, and eastbound 465 drags Westfield Boulevard to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Breezy into tonight with the chance for some spotty flurries and or light rain showers. Freeze warnings also in place from 1 a.m. to 10 a.m. Tuesday with lows in the mid-20s. Sets the stage for a pretty cold Tuesday with highs only in the mid-40s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
I am. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
One of the funniest dudes that's out there and versatile. Like, I'm a gambling degenerate. I like sports. I like a little politics. And Frank Caliendo, he's a dude that can deliver the laughs on a number of different fronts.
I really try, and sometimes I prevail, and sometimes it's like what's happening so far with you guys. But I'll get there. We'll rev it up.
Oh, we just started the program.
Yeah, it's all right. I started to bring the Trump. We're going to bring the big stuff. I do library Trump, which is more the new Trump. Like people do that. Well, I just do the quiet one, where he's got the gangster lean now. He'll be on a podium. He's comfortable. He's like, things look good. We're doing very, very well, and we're going to figure this out. And it's not going to be easy. I didn't say it was going to be easy. If you voted for easy, you voted for the wrong guy. It's going to be tough. Okay.
I do the out of control deranged prosecutor Jack Smith. Right. Like that's the only one. Right. And I'm sure
you got to suck the spit in a little bit once in a while.
Yeah, but
that's a great one too.
I can't do that one.
You've got to be very quiet, and you bring it down, and you speak softly and carry a big stick, and that's what I'm doing right now. But I even it out in my shows too. I mean, my audience tends to be all over the place, and I've never been one to think I should teach you about politics or how to live. That's just nothing I've ever been. But people start to get a little antsy if I do a bunch of Trump at the beginning. Like, is this what the whole show's going to be? No. Joe Biden. I got the Joe Biden impression just wandering around backstage right now. It's on its way.
Folks, come on. Folks, what are we doing? The guy with the thing. I don't have to tell you. When I was a young man growing up in Scranton, Pennsylvania, 34, 5, 6, 600 AD. It's the fall of the Roman Empire. The Romans, defeated by Mario and Luigi. They were plumbers. Folks, they were plumbers. Come on.
My favorite part of that is it sounds like he just got done running a marathon, too. Like, for whatever reason, Biden always just sounds like he just got into a fight with Corn Pop, and he needs to tap out a little bit, needs a little bit of a break.
He also seems like, you ever play a video game, like an open world video game, which is just on like where I ended my video game playing career. I guess you could actually have a career like that nowadays. But Biden is like being in one of those open world video games, like a Grand Theft Auto, and the character's glitching, just walking through walls and not even knowing where he is. There's helicopters around, people shooting at each other.
Well, let's go. Come on. What are you doing with the guy?
Even during the teleprompter stuff, that's the big difference. Not just reading the prompter, like pause. When he did that, if I were Trump, I would have just followed him around everywhere he was going. It'd been with the teleprompter. Type in pause. PAWS. Come on, make it happen. We're gonna change. Covife. Let's do it all. So, but when the teleprompter would go down for Biden, it was just over, right? It was freeze.
Oh,
it was just done. The teleprompter goes down for Trump. He goes, I didn't need it anyways. I wasn't paying attention. There's a lot of people writing stuff that I don't care about. They say, you have to say this stuff. And I said, no, I'm not going to say this stuff. What I'm going to do is talk in a circle for the next 2.5 hours. That's it. That's it. I'm going to say the same thing in very different ways. And then Elon's going to help me. He's going to do a tremendous job. He's probably people. But people is my favorite. People. There's some great people.
China.
There's all those words that he accentuates. I think I was just over across the hall. I don't think I did this. We just started, so I probably could. I'm time traveling Biden. Where am I?
Come on. On the wheel. I was actually there when that was invented.
My newest guy is, and I haven't figured out how to get to it right yet, but Ronald McDonald Trump. That's my new thing. It's a good time for the great taste. It really is. There's a bad guy. There's a bad guy. There's a bad guy out there, and he's stealing hamburgers. He's the hamburglar. He's a rebel, and we're not gonna let him get a hamburger. And so what we've joined forces with Mayor McCheese. He's a great guy. Mayor McCheese. He's doing the tremendous work, probably the best in law enforcement. And we also have Officer Big Mac and Elon McMuffin. He's making Playland great again. He's doing a great job. We're going to make the ball pit bigger. We're going to reduce the balls they have, and we're going to get better balls. We're going to get better balls for the ball pit, and you're going to be able to do everything you wanted to. And
your job is, I feel like it's doubly difficult because you are a master impressionist, but it's not just the impression because you have to come up with the content behind the impression.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
I think
you can't just do the impression and just stay
I think
nonsense.
it's important, and it's the talking around that gets you. Like I always look for something I really like about the person. Well, for example, one of the things Trump can do is he has this ability to turn any negative situation into a positive. Now, there will always be people that don't like him. I get that. And there are people that love him for no reason. I'm in the middle of the road. I criticize when there's moments, and I go, that makes sense, that kind of a thing. But he, like, even with the stock market, it'll be like, hey, listen, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. But if you take this graph and you turn it upside down, look what happens. It starts to go up. It's going up and up and up, and that's all you have to do. That's what we're doing. We're turning the country around. And then people are just like, yeah, I mean, he's right. Like how he pulls that off. He's got two phrases. And everybody knows it. He could say something. There's a colony of people on Mars, and 100% of them voted for me.
Everybody knows it.
And everybody knows it. And then he's got the other one where they'll say something. They'll do that thing where they're like, you said this. I didn't say that. No, you said that. It's right here. No, that wasn't me. No, we're showing you video of yours. That wasn't me. That must be AI. What are you? AI, Allen Iverson. He didn't practice. And I'm not a practice guy. And I only play the game. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to fix that. And, well, that's not really true. You know what? Then you sort it out. When he tells you sort it out, and people are like, what? Sort what? Oh, forget it.
You know, I feel like I was doing this while you were doing that impression. Hammer may have done it once or twice too. Like when you hit certain notes, like I repeat him as Trump. And I've heard the best way, I don't know who told me this, the best way if you want to impersonate somebody is not to look at the actual person you're impersonating, but to find somebody who's really good.
Well, see, I see that as stealing it, though.
Yeah,
so
I know.
To me,
I know, but that's what I've just heard.
Right. If you do that, I look at that as just like taking a joke because somebody's already unlocked unlocked the impression for you, so they figured it out. Everybody does, and everybody does it. But people do it all the time. But if you work on it with somebody else and go back and forth, I feel like that's okay. Now that's open. But if you just watch somebody do it a certain way, they've unlocked the mystery of how to figure it out. How does the person say an R, or how does the person pull? I was just in, one of the most, the most stolen probably political impression I've ever seen is Dana Carvey doing George H.W. Bush, the not gonna do it, which George H.W. Bush never said not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Right.
Now, the George Bush, I had people like, I did it kind of like, he's just like a little kid, man, trying to figure things out. And then they made that.
So good.
Yeah, it's whatever, just trying to get through things, try to get to the next word or whatever, and sitting in there. So
good.
And even, I mean, it's funny because, and he told me this, Josh Brolin used me. He and Oliver Stone watched me for the movie W.
Oh, you're kidding me.
And I talked to Josh Brolin about it. He's like, dude, that's me doing you the whole movie. I'm like, well, could I be up for some Academy Award nominations too? Can that happen?
Is there a retainer check involved in that study group there?
One of my favorite moments, I was at a Comic-Con kind of thing, and we were trying to see Josh Brolin because I have the same agents, just we're on different tiers. And the agent finally said, yeah, he's available right now, but he's with Chris Evans. Is that okay? I'm like, we'll deal with it. Because I was just trying to have my daughter meet some of these people, right? And we go through, and he goes, dude, he's like, that was man. And we're just talking, and Chris Evans looks over, who's Captain America, and he's like, what are you guys talking about? And I was like, Brolin goes, this dude, I use this dude for a movie to learn how to do something. And he's like, wait a second, who are you? I was like, Frank Caliendo. He goes, oh my God. And he starts doing Madden bits in front of my 13-year-old daughter. It's like, do some Madden. So I've got Captain America slapping me with the super soldier serum, by the way. He's just hitting me on the back like Terry Bradshaw. Dude,
that's a dad power move right
Unbelievable.
there.
And I told my daughter after that, I go, this day, it was her 13th birthday in Seattle. I brought her out there. I go, it's all downhill from here.
Right?
I will the Avengers you haven't met aren't really football fans. He's a huge Patriots fan. He's like, do Belichick, do all kinds of stuff. So my daughter even says to me afterwards, we're talking that, they have the drape, the pipe and drape stuff set around like in a convention center so you can't see it. We go to the back part of it. Chris Evans comes back to take a little break and get away for a few minutes between his, sections of people he's doing autographs and pictures with. And he calls me up. He's like, Frank, come over here. And we talk a little bit more. He's like, you staying in town? You doing whatever? We're heading out tomorrow morning. Oh, man, too bad we could have hung out some. I'm like, I can change. He's like, no, that's not, we don't have to do that. But then afterward, my daughter goes, that was the greatest moment of my life. And I said, why is that? She goes, because he didn't have to talk to you that time. My 13-year-old daughter realized he wanted to talk more. Didn't even have to acknowledge I was there.
That's awesome.
Those were pretty cool.
Did Jim Rome ever appreciate your impression?
Not really. Didn't enjoy it. Never looked at me in the eyes.
I was a huge Rome fan back in the day, early 2000s.
I love
when
him
you
too.
started doing it.
One of my favorites. I was driving around from college to college doing, stand-up comedy when I first started, and there were only certain shows that were on all over the place. So I would listen to those shows, usually on AM radio.
Yeah.
And it would be, every city had the same people. Jim Rome was one of them, and I was a big, huge fan. Incredible. How great is that?
I was a clone. I was back in the day.
Why would you be? Who would not be a clone?
But who got the most ticked off? Like, was there anybody who was just like, hey, cut the crap?
Madden disliked me for the longest time. And then I talked about it in my act. I made his grandkids laugh. He was like, I get it now. This guy makes small children laugh. So it was... that was one of those moments where it all kind of turned around in terms of that.
Frank Caliendo with us in studio. April 10th, this Thursday at Helium. Get your tickets now. This bad boy will sell out.
Oh, yeah.
So get your tickets quickly if you want to see Frank in action. We were talking before you came on. We have a mutual friend in comedian Scott Long.
Who was the best man at my wedding, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I actually proposed I proposed to him. That's an awkward thing to say. I proposed to my wife. On Sunday, I'm playing the Columbus Funny Bone, which is in Columbus. Go figure. And I proposed. He was the opening act. There was a MC, then him, and then he did a feature kind of warm up thing, and then me, and then I made fun of him during his show a little bit. Then he made fun of me during the show, and I said, after he makes fun of me from the crowd and rips me, I'm like, hey, my girlfriend's here. This is, please don't ruin my show like this. He goes, well, if she's so great, why don't you marry her? I'm like, I don't have a ring. Then he walks the ring up.
Oh, solid.
And I proposed to my wife right there. And then she never said yes. She just went and threw up.
I had texted Scott. I was like, all right, we got your boy coming on Thursday. I know he does like 1 million radio interviews a year, but give me something out of left field that like only you guys would know. And he said, ask him about his breakdancing prowess in high school.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was not high school. It was 8th grade. I was on the Nighthawks. I was in the advanced class.
Is this a breakdancing group?
Yeah, I was in a troupe.
Oh, the Nighthawks.
Yeah,
yes.
I was in the Nighthawks. Yeah,
Sure.
there was the Waukesha Breakers, and then there were the Nighthawks, and I was on the Nighthawks for a little bit. I could do the helicopter and stuff like that. I used to break it out. I used to break it out. People call it the windmill. I broke it out every once in a while in a sketch, even on Fox. I did the windmill as Andy Rooney or John Madden every once in a while.
Seeing Madden breakdance is just...
There's no stopping us. There's no stopping.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Brett Favre. Yeah.
And I think you'll agree, Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo, one of the great sequels of all time.
It doesn't get any turbo ozone. I got to break them down. Mel Kiper Jr. got turbo, doing an incredible job popping and locking ozone. Really great job at turbo, the ability to do the ground game. You look at what's going on at the end of the day. Kelly, a classically trained dancer, great job, wearing the leotard, wearing the headband, did a great job. At the end of the day, I'm going with turbo as my number one pick. You'd be hard pressed to tell me otherwise.
It's fantastic. Again, Thursday, check it out at Helium. If you
I don't want to. Can I throw this in there too? That because you guys are everywhere. Tomorrow is Louisville Comedy Club in Louisville. They're all kind of named the Summit Comedy Club in Fort Wayne, Indiana on Wednesday, and Thursday is the Helium Comedy Club here in Indianapolis, and then Friday and Saturday Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio. FrankOnStage.com brings you to all those, so and it takes you to all their sites. It doesn't take you to some pirate site or something.
And you'll laugh the entire time. If you wouldn't mind, could you take us into break as anybody you want? It's Hammer and Nigel show coming right back. Whatever character you would think of that you prefer, could you take us into break?
Truth of the matter is, you could have picked anybody, and I could have picked anybody, but Hammer and Nigel will be back after this commercial break.
Right, Caliendo. Awesome. Thank you.
They climbed through 500 yards of the filth air slop I can't even imagine. Or maybe I just don't want to.
Morgan Freeman,
Spring showers might bring flowers, but they can also bring roof leaks. Strong winds, heavy rain can expose hidden damage, leading to costly water issues inside your home. And the longer you wait, the worse it gets. Water can seep into your attic, walls, and insulation, causing mold, rot, and expensive structural damage. The good news? Moss Roofing. They offer free inspections. Whether it's a small leak or a big roofing concern, their expert team will assess the damage and provide reliable, cost-effective solutions. With over 35 years of experience, Moss Roofing knows how to protect your home from the unpredictable spring weather. Don't wait for a minor drip to turn into a major repair. For top-notch roofing services, trust Moss Roofing to keep you dry this spring. For a job done right every single time, visit mossroofing.com. Call 317-747-3665. 317-747-3665 or go online to Moss Roofing. MOSS. mossroofing.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you.
Turning 65, new to Medicare, or just moved? If you qualify for Medicare and Medicaid, a Humana Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan, a DSNP, may give you the extra benefits you're looking for. A DSNP helps cover things like prescriptions and checkups, but it also helps pay for essentials, too. With a Humana DSNP, you get $225 a month for eligible groceries, rent, utilities, and more. Plus, whatever you don't spend carries over to the next month. You may even get benefits like $0 copays on routine prescriptions, plus routine dental, vision, or hearing coverage. All of this could make a difference for your health and wallet. Learn more at GetHumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a coordinated care HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the Indiana Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal. Allowance amounts cannot be combined with other benefit allowances. Limitations and restrictions may apply.
Premier Deck Coating, the ultimate deck protection. Who are they? Well, they're a sister company of Rhino Shield, and Premier Deck Coating is the product you need if you're tired of applying the same old stain and paint every couple of years to your deck. It's Terry, Stacy, and David and I have a deck that's probably 25 years old. The countless hours and the money that we spend on maintaining that deck never ends. And then we heard about Premier Deck Coating. Family-owned, based right here in Indy, and they are going to completely transform our deck with their special formulated product, which repels moisture, scratch-resistant in virtually any color that we want, and backed by a 10-year guarantee. No more spending time staining or painting every year. Premier Deck Coating will keep our deck looking great for years to come. Premier Deck Coating can also do fences and pergolas, too. For a free quote, call 317-696-4071 or visit premierdeckcoating.com.
I'm a proud owner of B Window.
I'm a proud B Window owner.
I'm a proud B Window owner.
When you work with a local employee-owned home improvement company like B Window, quality comes first because your home improvements are a reflection of our business. And for a limited time, we're extending our employee discount to you, up to 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust local, trust employee-owned, trust your home to be.
Trust me.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bayer's in the traffic center. What's up, Matt?
All right, Hammer looking to westbound 70 crash clear at Belmont. Still stop-and-go traffic from the south split out to Belmont. And 82nd Street shut down for Nickel Plate Trail construction from Bash to Craig. That's going on until the middle of next week. Boone County, northbound 65 crash after State Road 28 block in the right lane, stopping traffic to the county line for a 39-minute delay. Eastbound 70 jammed up Belmont to the south split, 5-minute delay. Inbound 65 on a 5-minute delay from 29th to Meridian Penn. And westbound 70 at Hancock County, this is a stall after Fortville Pike blocking the right lane, stopping traffic for a couple of miles past the State Road 9 exit. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right, 50 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. We went a little long with Frank Caliendo, but
well worth it.
Well worth it, man. One of the funniest dudes that's out there. So versatile in the comedy and the impressions that he can bring. Again, playing Louisville coming up, and then here in Indy on Thursday at Helium. Go check out the show, man. You're going to laugh a lot. But because we went long, we got to come back, take a little time out here. Sorry. Top stories coming up with the City County Council Minority Leader, Michael Paul Hart. We're going to find out, one, if there's any update in the sexual harassment investigation and some of the other happenings around Indy. We got a lot of ground to get to. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market. Even in winter, we're bringing you the best in farm fresh flavors. Stop in for our fresh salad bar, hot and crispy wing bar, and a cheese selection that is second to none. Got a sweet tooth? Our homemade pies, creamy fudge, and old-fashioned candy will hit the spot. Come see us on US 31 just north of Carmel. We're open every day 9 to 6. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about fresh, local, and delicious. See you soon.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Hey, this is Denny Smith for LD Smith Plumbing. Lance Smith joins me right now. No, we're not related, but I'd be proud to call him my son, my uncle, my cousin, whatever. Lance, welcome to the studio.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, sump pumps, they're coming up. You guys, it's probably time to get your sump pump special. You brag on this every year.
Yep, it's a real deal. Free primary sump pump with the purchase of a battery backup system. Simple as that. No hidden labor fees or anything like that. 317-927-7186 or ldsmithplumbing.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-298-9383. 800-298-9383.
Men, if you're over 40, if you're struggling with some low energy, if you're not feeling yourself, Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News. 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Are coming. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump says countries are lining up to negotiate deals after his reciprocal tariffs announced last week. And he says he's not considering a pause.
We've been ripped off and taken advantage of by many countries over the years, and can't do it anymore. Just can't do it anymore. Can't be the stupid people anymore.
Also repeating a threat to charge China even more if Beijing doesn't drop its retaliatory tariff on U.S. goods by tomorrow. This during a meeting with Israel's prime minister, who says Israel will eliminate its tariffs on U.S. goods. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries calls the tariffs a tax increase and calls the president extreme.
Donald Trump and Republicans are intentionally tanking the economy. Is it because, as Donald Trump has indicated, that during tough economic times, the rich get richer? And it's a buying opportunity?
Jeffries says Democrats will use every legislative tool available to protect people from economic harm. A mixed finish on Wall Street after 3 days of selling. The Dow down 349 points, pairing heavier losses, though, and the NASDAQ finishes up 15. The U.S. and Iran will hold direct talks this week about Iran's nuclear program.
President Trump says direct talks with Iran are happening at a very high level on Saturday, but would not predict if the engagement will ultimately work.
I think if the talks aren't successful with Iran, I think Iran is going to be in great danger. And I hate to say it, great danger, because they can't have a nuclear weapon.
The president announced the new nuclear negotiations with Iran as he sat beside Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. During the first Trump term, the U.S. pulled out of an international nuclear deal with Iran that lifted most sanctions. America is listening to Fox News.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you have
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Relief is on the way. Well, kinda. A freeze warning for tonight with 26, the expected low in central Indiana. Flood warnings also in effect for most of the southern half of the state. 51 now downtown. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 5:02.
It should be targeted to those individuals and those homeowners who have really suffered. And we have that data is available.
Representative Cherish Pryor in the State House Ways and Means Committee this morning. That committee passed the now 25 times amended property tax bill.
We know the properties that have seen the doubling, the triplings, where their bills have gone up 20, 30, 50%. We know that.
And it goes back to the state Senate, where they will look at all the changes. Governor Braun wanted a reset, and that's not what's happening with the bill as is. An arrest and a killing from 13 years ago.
Mr. Badger was a local farmer in Sullivan County and was well known.
Sergeant Matt Ames, Indiana State Police.
He was a very hardworking man, and unfortunately there were some individuals that tried to do some heinous crimes towards him, and these are the individuals that we believe that took his life.
He says an arrest warrant was served on Arthur Grimes today, already in prison for another crime. Inappropriate sexual behavior with a minor. The charges against Timothy Bulow, a teacher at Roosevelt Middle School in Monticello. Police say Bulow was arrested Thursday and is being held in jail still. They have not said exactly what happened, but Bulow has been suspended pending termination. When Sebastian Sutherland of Hartford City saw the blue lights behind him on I-69 about 5 Sunday afternoon, he decided to hit the gas, then bailed and ran toward the swollen and raging White River. The trooper chasing him saw Sutherland jump in and eventually hold on to some floating debris. He had to be pulled out by Anderson firefighters who risked life and limb for that. Sutherland is in the hospital under police supervision and faces several charges once he gets out. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
You love spring and Indy, but you hate to paint, so do what Judy did. She called Rhino Shield.
The house that Rhino Shield did for my husband and I, after having the house painted with kind of usual house paint, I was seeing cracks appearing about every 3 years and just wasn't very satisfied with that.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating specifically formulated for our unique climate.
I can't speak highly enough about the Rhino Shield crew. They also were great at working with me to get the exact right color because I was very particular.
Indy, you too can have the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 15% off the regular price.
I would not hesitate to call Rhino Shield, and I am just thrilled to recommend Rhino Shield to my friends and neighbors and family.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, southbound 65, stop and go traffic. Inbound K2 Meridian Penn for a 5-minute delay. Eastbound 70 delayed 4 minutes from Belmont to the south split. And looking at the north side, eastbound 465, stop and go traffic. Westfield Boulevard to Allisonville Road. Hancock County, a stall. Westbound 70 heading towards Indianapolis. This is after Fortville Pike, and it's blocking the right lane, stopping traffic for several miles. We are backed up past State Road 9. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Breezy into tonight with a chance for some spotty flurries and or light rain showers. Freeze warnings also in place from 1 a.m. to 10 a.m. Tuesday with lows in the mid-20s. Sets the stage for a pretty cold Tuesday with highs only in the mid-40s. I'm Wish TV Star Trek 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
What's up, everybody? My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
The minority leader for the Indianapolis City County Council is Michael Paul Hart, representing District Number 20. He's going to join us each month. At some point in the month, he will join us in studio just to kind of keep us up to date on any shenanigans that the Dem-heavy council or the mayor's office is trying to pull. Counselor, how are you?
Fantastic. Although first time in studio, I guess I overdressed a little bit.
Well, if you're wearing pants, you're probably overdressed to be in the studio. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't think the councilman. You're a councilman. You're not overdressed. I mean, I thought that's what you wear like every day, all day.
Right, that's what he sleeps in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't let us fool you. It's just a couple times a month.
Okay.
I feel like Zelensky when he went to the White House meeting, though. I got like a hoodie on and jeans, and he's over here dressed like $1 million damn dollars. All right, so let's get down to brass tacks here. And I'm just going to let you know flat out, this will always be my first question to you until we get some sort of answer. Any update in the sexual harassment scandal in the mayor's office with Joe Hogsett?
No big updates this month. There is an update, but there's no change. So the update is there is a committee that meets once a month, or should be meeting once a month. Last month's meeting was canceled. I believe that was due to the law firms that were hired by both the city council and the mayor's office. There's two different ones, just haven't come to terms with what their next steps are, and so there was nothing for them to report, as per my understanding. So as of this point, no updates.
So do these two different law offices have to play ball and get along together for there to be any sort of resolution?
No, not necessarily. What the city council looked for when they were picking a law firm was somebody that didn't have connections to Indianapolis, to be as fair as possible.
Or even Joe.
Right. And then Joe, a little bit, a couple months into the process, then they decided that they were going to, pick another firm to make sure that they could filter any documents that came through his office before they went to the city council's firm.
Let me ask you about this, because it wasn't that long ago we had the socialist member of the city county council, Jesse Brown, in studio. And I told Jesse I would not vote for him if I lived in his district, but I feel like the people that did vote for him want him there, want him to be a part of things. He's been very outspoken about what's happened in the mayor's office. In a weird way, do you find yourself chatting with Jesse at all? Like, listen, you may disagree with me, I may disagree with you, but we can come together on this one topic here about how dirty this looks on paper, at least.
We've seen some of those conversations, but I don't think we're ever going to come together. I think
you're not euchre partners.
No. We're hard pressed to find something we agree on. We might have similarities. If we talk like special resolutions here in a minute, some similarities there in terms of how they're seen. But by and large, I don't think on policy we're ever going to agree.
Because the weird thing is, and I said this out loud, and I don't want people to get the wrong impression, I've got more in common with Jesse Brown than I do with like Vop Osley or Frank Mascari, because I disagree with pretty much all of them 100% of the time. When it comes to Joe Hogsett, at least Jesse, the socialist guy, is willing to step up to the plate. I feel like that's the one thing I've got more so than anybody else.
It's true, and that's a big theme that we're going to see out of this council, I think, coming into budget season, is that I've got a lot of Democrats telling me that they're tired of just rubber stamping the mayor's budget. So it's an opportunity to see if they really feel that way, and budget season should really tell us.
He keeps getting elected, and I'm hearing rumors of a fourth term. Right? I mean, we all saw that story a couple of weeks ago.
And that's absolutely positively because you could not find another job somewhere else.
I mean, it just seems like his tenure here in Indianapolis has been fraught with controversy year after year. Let's start, with COVID. We don't have to dwell on this, but I'm just saying, holy hell, there's been a lot of controversy within this administration here in Indianapolis.
Certainly. And it's, we hear about it even in our districts too, right? I'll tell you one of the things we hear about, you get all the controversy you see on the news, but what we see out in our districts outside of Center Township is, what about us, right? I've got the Washington Square Mall in my district. So that's the big landmark that everybody knows. Go up and down Washington Street on the east side. You don't see much economic development happening over there, but then you see a Signia Hotel coming up downtown, right? You see the new Circle Center Mall redeveloped. You see those sorts of things. So you see all that on the news level, but down at the quality of life side, that's where I think a lot of people are really feeling the burn, is outside Center Township.
Chatting with Michael Paul Hart. He's the City County Council Minority Leader. All right, so on the subject of the mayor, tell me about this appointee to lead the Office of Public Health and Safety, Andrew Merkley. This is the new appointee in charge of public health and safety. Heaven forbid we ever get into another COVID situation. Is this Andrew Catt going to be Lockdown McGee, or what can we expect here?
Yeah, so the lockdown person is the director over at the Public Health and agency. So that's, Dr. Kane. She's locked down.
Still calling the shots.
If anything's going to be locked down, it's her.
Haven't heard a whole lot from the good doctor lately.
No, you only have a couple 15 minutes. Yeah. There's only so many COVIDs. What this guy's going to be responsible for is the interrupter program that you may be familiar with. That's the $30 million investment that taxpayers made to interrupt crime before it happens.
Was this supposed to be the ripoff of what Charles Harrison's group is doing? Is that right?
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, the mayor's office hired a guy that ran this program out in Oakland, said we can replicate that program in Indianapolis.
There was a guy running it in Indianapolis, and they chose not to work with him.
And yeah, they went and got the other guy. So he oversees that program and the people that are part of it. So does the Indianapolis Foundation.
Okay.
There's a group. And he also oversees homelessness. So those are the two main areas of
oversight. So this is more public safety than health?
Correct.
Okay. And any concerns at all with this guy?
For anybody, what I always ask, and his hearing comes up next Wednesday for confirmation, it's show me your plan, right? We've had some folks come in front of us for confirmation, and I've asked them before, what's your 30, 90, 60, 180-day plan? And they just glaze over in their eyes. And that's when you start to look at the folks that are going to be running these agencies in your city, and you're saying, what are you even doing here if you can't give me a 90-day plan? So I had a meeting with him, and I said, that's what I expect to see when you come in front of us for confirmation is, I want to know what your plan is. So we'll see what his plan looks like on next Wednesday.
So on the topic of public safety, then, you had put forth a resolution to the city county council. And again, for those who don't know, it's overwhelmingly Democrat because Indianapolis is very blue. You were one of the few Republicans on there. You're the minority leader. But you had put forth a resolution condemning some of these decisions from radical judges, prosecutorial outcomes that have undermined public safety. You were asking the council to condemn that. And how did that go?
It didn't go very well. I'll be honest. So I was surprised. I submitted it, and it was in the process for a couple of days. I talked to the council office. They said, yep, it's good to go. I said, all right, this is going better than expected. And then last Friday, end of the day Friday, when the best news comes out, I found out that they're removing it from the docket. And I said, well, why are you doing that? And essentially the council office said, well, it's not germane to what the purview of the city council is. And I had to remind the guys, I said, you're the same guys that put a special resolution to call for a ceasefire in Gaza. This is actually germane to the city of Indianapolis. And
it's public safety in Indianapolis.
And apparently that wasn't good enough for him. So, I'm pretty frustrated. I'm going to share it, after we get out of here. I'll put it out there so people can still see the message. But it's essentially what you're saying, right? It's, hey, we've had a guy, what set me off, and there's a lot of things, and it always builds up, but it was the guy who did 151 days for, taking the life of the mother of his child and is coming out, right? That happened just a couple weeks ago. But in this resolution, I allude to multiple things that have happened just over the last year and change. And it's just over and over again. And we've tried to talk about the prosecutor publicly. We try to run in races against it. It's more than that. It's the prosecutors, the judges. It's the sentencing guidelines from the state legislature. So there's a lot at play here. And it's really just acknowledging that in that resolution that we're watching. We represent about 45,000 people, each counselor. So it's very important when we speak, and that's what we want to see from those people, is to make sure that, one, we have the guidelines that are going to make sure that when these cases come up, that there's no wiggle room, and so that the prosecutors and the judges are actually bound by our state statute to make sure that criminals go away for a long time.
So sweetheart plea deals, you're not allowed to condemn, but something that happens to the Palestinians, hot damn, we've got DEFCON 5.
That's exactly correct.
Do you have any, you said the word purview. I'm wondering what you think of this consultation, this consulting firm that's kind of been hired by the administration to consult with IMPD.
It's like a PR firm almost that seems to be super progressive, very left-leaning, at least based off what we've seen on social media.
They have no legal expertise whatsoever.
All right, you guys give me some homework on this one.
Right.
I'm going to have to go
get back to that.
Get back
to that, and we'll ask you about that next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were addressed to the Nines, which tells me you've got a meeting to go to tonight. What's on the docket?
We do have a meeting to go to tonight. So tonight's snow policy is finalized. So actually Republicans led really big on this. So it's hard for us to get things over the line, but when there's something that we can amend, we had a fantastic opportunity amending a snow policy that came in. So two things that we got in there is the 2-inch. So Councilor Josh Bain, who represents District 21, was adamant that trucks come out when there's 2 inches of snow. And that's going to be for your arterial roads, right? Those non-main thoroughfares with that second tier.
Right.
The next thing that's going to come out, that brand new, and this is at 4 inches, are residential roads. So that was never covered before. So now the city will be obligated to come out when there's 4 inches of snow in a residential road and actually clear those places out.
Assuming all the trucks are working, because I know that was a little problem when we had the big snow in January, I believe it was.
Absolutely. And so capital investments was a big part of this, right? Making sure there was enough vehicles, both on size and scope. So having the big ones, but also ones that can go down these residential roads and not cause, any additional damage or block too many cars in while they're going through.
Last thing here before we let you go. Again, we're chatting with the council minority leader, Michael Paul Hart. What are some things that you are working on as a representative of District 20? Not necessarily as the minority leader, where you kind of have to take everybody's concerns into yours, but what are some things you would like to see happen?
Yeah, it's revitalization of East Washington Street. I came in, and this district is new to me. I'm a second term, but this far east, I've got the Washington Square Mall in my district. And when I went and talked to constituents and knocked doors, this is the number one priority for them. So for me, it's really getting over the line with the city is that we have to do more than just invest in downtown Indianapolis. Indianapolis is great downtown, but we're getting left out to dry in all of our townships, our communities outside Center Township. And there's plenty of opportunity there, and there's plenty of people, but we're just not getting the attention we need. And I know that's the same for West Washington. I know it's the same for Perry Township, Franklin Township, even on the northeast side, right? It's really doing that and making sure that we've got a plan in place. But the other thing that's a little bit broader than just my district that we're spending a lot of time on is what's called the spring fiscal. So there's a supplemental county income tax that comes back to us in the spring. So there's no playbook for being a city councilor. You have to learn these things as time goes on. And we as a caucus are getting ahead of this, working with the state agencies to understand how much money is actually coming in. So when the mayor asks us, hey, I want to spend it on this, we can actually turn around and say no. People are telling us they want to spend it on roads. Let's spend it on roads to make sure that we're spending it on things that need to get prioritized.
Councilor, let's do this again next month. Please keep us up to date on all the shenanigans, the movings and shakings going on here in Indy, because it feels like you got your hands full.
Absolutely. A pleasure.
Thank you. That is the minority leader of the City County Council, Michael Paul Hart. Matt Bayer's in the WIBC Traffic Center.
Inbound 65 slow, 29th to Meridian Penn, a 4-minute delay. Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic from Harding to Meridian, Illinois, just 2 minutes on the extra time. Looking at eastbound 465, stop and go traffic, Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Boone County, northbound 65 after State Road 28. That's a semi-crash blocking the right lane and stopping us for several miles back to the Boone-Clinton County line. Also looking in Hancock County, westbound 70 before County Road 200 West. That's a stall blocking the right lane, and we're jammed back to the Greenfield Rest area. Considering US 40 wouldn't be a bad option right now. It's a crash. Northwest side, Moeller at West 59th Street. Crash. West side, Rockville Road, west of Lyndhurst. That involves a motorcycle. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
I love a local council. They're not allowed to condemn sweetheart plea deals, but boy, oh boy, we can talk about what's happening on the Gaza Strip. That tells you everything you need to know about the leadership from the Democrats on this city county council. Right now, we've got 50 degrees at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Freeze warning is in effect. It will be a cold one in the morning.
Wonderful.
Wind chills around 15 to 20. Low temperature of 27 when it's all said and done. Are you okay with this? Next.
Mark Dietel and his team, the only real estate experts we would trust and recommend with the sale of our homes. How about David in Martinsville? They bought their dream property, but they had to sell their old place with the land by the end of the year to avoid a big tax hit. Mark Dietel's team marketed the property like pros, got their property sold in plenty of time.
And what separates Mark Dietel from everybody else that's on the market right now, Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That's right, he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. The Mark Dietel guarantee is what separates him from everybody else. And you deserve that because you deserve to make the most money. 317-755-4232. Call Mark Dietel today, 755-4232, or markdietel.com. Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
The Voice of Health Minute with Dr. Robert Prather of Holistic Integration. Let's talk now about what we do at Holistic Integration, the structure function care model, and how does it naturally improve hormone imbalance.
If it doesn't do harm, then it can't be classified as disease care. There are times that that's important. 80% of all care should be structure function, 20% should be disease care. We are looking with structure function care to balance out the structure of the body and balance out the physiology of the body. And to do the balance of the physiology, it's always what we would consider food grade products, herbals or glandulars or vitamins. People say, well, can I just get that from food? So I write out what they need, and they say, I think I'll just take the pill. So this is a no harming type of way of doing it, and it also involves the body's regulation control.
The Voice of Health with Dr. Robert Prather, Sundays at 8 p.m. or anytime at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
Spring showers might bring flowers, but they can also bring roof leaks. Strong winds, heavy rain can expose hidden damage, leading to costly water issues inside your home. And the longer you wait, the worse it gets. Water can seep into your attic, walls, and insulation, causing mold, rot, and expensive structural damage. The good news? Moss Roofing. They offer free inspections. Whether it's a small leak or a big roofing concern, their expert team will assess the damage and provide reliable, cost-effective solutions. With over 35 years of experience, Moss Roofing knows how to protect your home from the unpredictable spring weather. Don't wait for a minor drip to turn into a major repair. For top-notch roofing services, trust Moss Roofing to keep you dry this spring. For a job done right every single time, visit mossroofing.com. Call 317-747-3665. 317-747-3665 or go online to Moss Roofing. M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay?
Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Okay, Hammer. A woman who works in HR is going viral for listing the craziest things she's had to fire people for. Here she is with a couple of reasons.
First guy was napping in his car from 10 a.m. till almost 1 every single day. He had been doing this for like 4 months straight, but I ended up firing him by knocking on his door because we were trying to find him and he was AWOL, and he opened the door and he was so shocked. And he could not believe that he was getting fired for sleeping 3 hours every single day. An employee had just gotten a verbal warning, so not even a written anything, about stealing company supplies because he was loading cases of toilet paper into his vehicle. He got really upset and went straight into, we had this big glass meeting room where all of the execs were meeting, turned around, dropped his pants, and stuck his butt against the window.
Oh. That'll get you.
Are you okay with those reasons?
Yes, yes. You do those, you will be terminated. Okay, the butt cheeks guy aside, but sleeping for 3 hours and then being flabbergasted, being surprised that you're being let go.
In your car.
Like, that was like Costanza sleeping under his desk, right? Like, you can't be surprised when you get let go.
He had Jerry's contractor create a little space for him under beneath his desk there at Yankee Stadium.
Right. I'm sure there are people that have worked in HR all around the city that have ridiculous stories about things they fired people for. And you know what? If you have one of those stories, send us an email at hammerandnigel@wibc.com. We can keep your identity secret if you choose. hammerandnigel@wibc.com, or get on the YouTube chat right now. Tweet at us at Hammer and Nigel. What is the most insane thing you've seen somebody get fired for at Hammer and Nigel?
The Pittsburgh Pirates are doing a little bit of damage control. They've upset the family of one of their all-time greatest players, Roberto Clemente. Hammer. To start the season, the Pirates, they removed the number 21 logo from their right field wall. Clemente wore 21 and played right field. Okay. The wall there is 21 feet high to honor him. They replaced all that with an alcohol ad and pissed off the fan base of the Clemente family. Are you okay with this?
No, not okay with that. This is such a Pirates move. This is why they're a poverty franchise. You've got one of the great stories of all time, Roberto Clemente, Hall of Famer, MVP, played his whole career in Pittsburgh, died in a plane crash delivering earthquake aid on New Year's Eve to Nicaragua. And instead of honoring him in perpetuity with your, by the way, 21-foot wall where the number 21 is on, you put some sort of soft seltzer ad on the wall. You don't tell the family, and you piss not only the fan base off, but the Clemente family. Well, now the update is they're doing some damage control. Okay. The president came out and said, this was a mistake. This was human error. This is my bad. Please don't think poorly of the Pirates organization. It's going to go back up on the wall. But I call bull crap, because had nobody complained about this, or it didn't get national attention, that White Claw ad or whatever the hell it was up there on the wall would still be there, and there'd be no number 21. So, yeah, good for the fans for creating a bit of a ruckus. All right, let's break down right now and have a quick look at the news with Chris Davis.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
One more person arrested for the murder. Freeze warning tonight, says the National Weather Service. 26 is the expected low. Flood warnings for Shelbyville and areas south thanks to all the rain. It's 51 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. You may remember the murder of Lowell Badger in Sullivan County. He was a farmer who was killed December 8th, 2012. Sergeant Matt Ames, Indiana State Police, says another person, after all these years, has been arrested in Badger's killing.
Through their investigation efforts, they were able to get an additional individual charged with this crime, and it's Arthur Lee Grimes, who is currently at the Reception Diagnostic Center located in Plainfield.
That warrant served today at the prison facility. The reason the markets were going up and down.
A volatile trading session with stocks finishing mixed. The Dow plunging over 1,700 points in earlier trading on worries that President Trump's tariffs could rattle the global economy. Markets then surging after a rumor circulated that he might pause his tariffs, but the White House quickly called that fake news. The president then threatened to raise tariffs further on China and would impose an additional 50% tariff if China doesn't retract the 34% increase it threatened against the U.S. The Dow winners, Amazon, Nvidia, and JP Morgan Chase. The Dow decliners, Home Depot, Caterpillar, and Goldman Sachs. The Dow falling 349 points. The Nasdaq up 15. S&P 500 down 12. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
The property tax bill passing the House Ways and Means Committee today with 25 amendments attached now. It goes back to the state Senate. You're still being asked to avoid the area of Southeastern and Sherman where that train derailment happened last night. He was living in Indiana and didn't register as a sex offender, say police. But ICE says Pablo Viveros Gonzalez, who was living and working in Seymour, was also here illegally. And 7:30 this morning, he was turned over to immigration. Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Chris, that train derailment you were talking about, Southeastern Avenue, yes, still closed between Sherman Drive and English Avenue. Train derailed. 4 of the cars came off the track before the 5, and they have to clean this up. The cornstarch it was a mess. And Southeastern Avenue is still closed between Sherman and English, and likely will be for the rest of evening rush, maybe longer. We'll keep you informed. Inbound 65 slow roll 29th at 2 Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 has been a whole lot worse. Still stop and go from west into the south split. Southwest side southbound 465 jammed after Sam Jones Expressway 2-man road. North side eastbound 465 slow at Keystone Avenue. Hancock County tap out westbound 70 after Fortville Pike, and it's blocking the right lane. Traffic jam past State Road 9. It's about a 3-mile delay. Northbound 65 up in the boom. Crash after State Road 28, blocking the right lane, stopping traffic for several miles to the county line. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, north at Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Breezy into tonight with the chance for some spotty flurries and or light rain showers. Freeze warnings also in place from 1 a.m. to 10 a.m. Tuesday with lows in the mid-20s. Sets the stage for a pretty cold Tuesday with highs only in the mid-40s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hammer, what the hell happened while I was gone last week, man? A lot of flooding, a lot of rain, a lot of counties still under flood warnings, and it seemed like I was checking the weather from down in Florida last week. Every day last week was kind of miserable here in Indy.
And it didn't stop raining. Like once it started, it just kept going and going. At some points, it was a little harder than other points, but it was constant. And that's why we've got this flooding situation we're in. And I hate this because 2 big hotbeds of WIBC listenership, Columbus, Indiana, home of Thompson Furniture and Mattress, and Shelbyville, Shelby County, and then down in Columbus, man, 2 big WIBC areas, and they're on the struggle bus. Shelbyville is really bad.
Yeah, they had issued evacuation orders earlier in the week.
There's video of like house floating away in the floodwater, which just breaks your heart. Columbus is bad. Bartholomew County is bad. Parts of US 31, Johnson County near Edinburgh, water up over the side of the road. So this has been a rough stretch here, and it looks like we're going to catch a little bit of a break from the rain until at least Wednesday.
Until Wednesday, when it'll start back all over again.
Wednesday and Thursday, more rain expected.
Wonderful.
Now we turn our attention to the freeze warning. So in addition to like 30 counties being under a flood warning, a freeze warning is in effect from 1 a.m. until 10 a.m. And look for the wind chills to be around 15 to 20.
I was dropping my kid off at school today. He goes, Dad, it's spring. Why is it so cold? He goes, why is it so cold? I go, you live in Indiana, dude. And there's nothing more to be said.
That's it. Given the speech that my grandfather gave.
What was that again?
If you don't like the weather in Indiana, go to hell.
I think if I would have said that to my 13-year-old son, the divorce papers would be stapled to our front door when I got home.
I think it'd be good for him.
Okay. I'll give it a try. Who knows?
A Pepperdine University study shows that California's controversial $20 minimum wage for certain fast food workers policy has resulted in significant job losses. Also, according to new revised employment data, this has been a disaster for select fast food chains in Gavin Newsom's state of California. Don Jr., your thoughts?
No shit. Who could have seen that coming? I had no idea.
Literally everybody knew this would happen, right? Now, for those of you who don't remember what this is, the FAST Act, AB 1228 in the state of California, raised the minimum wage for franchise fast food restaurants to $20 per hour beginning on April 1st, 2024. That's $4 higher than the standard minimum wage in California. Now, the law only applies to specific chain restaurants with 60 or more locations nationwide.
Okay.
So you're talking McDonald's and Wendy's and Chick-fil-A, all those places, right? The fast food sector in California lost 3.2% of its workforce during the last 12 months. This stands in stark comparison to the national trend where fast food employment increased 0.8% over this time. So these chain restaurants in California are saying, we can't afford to pay dishwashers $20 an hour. We can't afford to pay people bussing tables $20 an hour. We will just fire them and make the people we have work a little bit more, or just bring in some AI features, whether it's automated touchscreen ordering or something like that.
The kiosks. I mean, McDonald's, like right by where I live, I think it makes it obvious that they've designed this place that they don't want people coming in. They just want people driving through. And if you come in, there's not always somebody at the cash register. You go to there's like 2 or 3 kiosks. And yeah, there's tables if you want to sit there with your kid, or a bunch of the olds on Sunday. You know, all the old people go there for coffee, and I see them early some days when I get up and go get my kids some breakfast, if it's, you know, a special event or something. But I think that, boy, Chick-fil-A, they employ a lot of people. That's a lot of money because they've got a vast and complicated and complex drive-through system.
Which runs like a well-oiled machine, though.
Gosh, does it ever. It's incredible.
You pull up and you think you're going to be in line for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, you got your food in your bag.
I almost think, because we do the app sometimes where we pre-order, I almost think going in and ordering raw dog, cold turkey, instead of doing the app is quicker.
Maybe.
I've had that. I've had experiences where, like, just going in without doing the app is quicker. But again, you got people running inside, outside. I'm talking about Chick-fil-A. Indoors, outdoors, inside, outside, people everywhere. McDonald's, it's different. It's just like, it's like minimal staff. And
that's the Taco Bell by my house, because it's an AI drive-through. You pull up and it's just the automated, you say what you want, it goes on there. If you want to speak to somebody, you have to like either say, speak to a representative, or start swearing at it. And don't ask me how I know this. I just know it.
I recently downloaded the Taco Bell app on my phone because my son discovered chalupas and he likes them.
Nice.
I don't know how to disable it. I get daily Taco Bell alerts on my phone. I don't know if that's a good thing or a pathetic thing.
That feels like a Jeff Foxworthy joke. You might be a fat ass if Taco Bell sends you chalupa updates every day.
I thought it was you might be a redneck,
I took a little liberty with it.
You did.
Took a creative liberty with it, Nige. If you're looking for a couple reasons to drink tonight, today, again, National Beer Day. And according to a new report, cases of beer, full cases, are the cheapest in the states of Illinois, South Carolina, and New York. Are you buying that beer is cheaper in New York than it is in Indiana?
I don't know what the reasons would be, but I saw some of the other states that had like $30 cases of beer. I don't get that either. Maybe aluminum is more expensive in certain regions of the country, but no. I mean, I feel like the cases of beer, a standard case of Miller Lite is like, what, $17, $18?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a matter of dollars and cents, whatever.
The most expensive cases of beer in the country, according to this report, Alaska, which makes sense. I'm sure there's a shipping issue getting it all the way to Alaska, and Wyoming. So the poor cowboys in Wyoming, the folks at Jackson Hole, you're paying more for beer than those no good, rotten you-know-what's in New York. I think that stinks. Great moments in beer history. Let's be honest. It's been a rough couple of years for Bud Light. No matter what they do, no matter who they try to hire as an endorser, Peyton Manning, Shane Gillis, Post Malone, Dana White, the UFC, the NFL, they still can't get over that stigma of when they let Dylan Mulvaney appear on a social media ad and a can. They've never recovered.
That was the man cosplaying as a teenage girl, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And the advertising executive at the time, Alyssa Heidenscheid, said, our beer is just too fratty. So they decided to partner with a man cosplaying as a little girl, and then they were shocked that nobody wanted to drink their beer afterwards. So no matter what they've tried, the most masculine butch groups, the NFL, the UFC, it hasn't worked. So I feel like at this point, Bud Light just needs to embrace who they are.
Sometimes you're sack tapping your buddies. Sometimes you pat your teammate on the butt after a home run. Sometimes you hug your bromance. They're no big deal. Bud Light. Please, just let it go.
Just let it go. This is who we are at this point.
I hear sack tap.
Sure.
Is that what okay.
Little cup check. Never hurt anybody. Great moments in beer history. This also could go down as great moments in parenting history.
Okay.
This was the audio that you had, Nige, of your kids were yelling, creating a ruckus in the background. They're desperately wanting your attention. But I believe you were in the garage watching the Colts.
Dad! Julia's gonna go to the White House! Dad!
I'm drinking beer.
Father of the Year. Right there. Father of the Year.
What do you think she's saying? I mean, that was years ago, by the way. What was she? I heard Donald Trump in there.
I didn't hear Donald Trump, but I heard her desperately wanting her father's attention. What do you want? I'm drinking beer. And I don't know where the Southern accent came from. The Liston pops out every once in a while. You try to be this Zionsville elitist all you want, but I heard Liston come out of there. You know what, Allison, I know I'm throwing a lot at you. Can I hear that clip one more time of Nigel drinking beer and his kids yelling?
Dad! Julia's gonna go to the White House! Dad!
I'm drinking beer. White House. That's what I heard. I heard something about the White House.
Drinking beer. Now, if you need another reason to drink tonight.
Another one?
Happy 77th birthday to John Oates of Hall & Oates fame.
Wow, okay.
77. Wow. Most people would consider him to be the Robin of this Batman and Robin that is Hall & Oates, but 77 years old. So we're going to play a little game here. How many Hall & Oates songs has producer Allison heard of? Now, again, we're just going by the honor system, Allison. If you've heard of these songs, just say yes. But I've got a 7-song montage here, Nige. The over-under is set at 5.5. So 6 or 7 is the over, meaning she can miss one and you still cash.
No, under.
Pretty big age discrepancy here.
Under
5.5.
Yeah.
Allison, how do we feel going into this?
Well, I surprised myself when we did Styx montage a couple weeks ago, so I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Okay. Nigel's in on the under. Here we go.
Of course. Yep.
There's one. 1 for 1.
Yes.
No can do. 2 for 2.
Yes. Yeah. This is the one I think of when I hear it.
3 for 3.
Yes.
We got 4 already.
Yes.
There's 5. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Nige.
Yes.
6.
Out of touch.
That's already the over. Let's see if she can run the table.
Come on.
You're a rich girl.
Of course.
7 for 7, Allison.
Yeah.
That's how you do it right there.
Impressive. Proven wrong.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Premier Deck Coating, the ultimate deck protection. Who are they? Well, they're a sister company of Rhino Shield, and Premier Deck Coating is the product you need if you're tired of applying the same old stain and paint every couple of years to your deck. It's Terry, Stacy, and David and I have a deck that's probably 25 years old. The countless hours and the money that we spend on maintaining that deck never ends. And then we heard about Premier Deck Coating. family owned, based right here in Indy, and they are going to completely transform our deck with their special formulated product, which repels moisture, scratch resistant in virtually any color that we want, and backed by a 10-year guarantee. No more spending time staining or painting every year. Premier Deck Coating will keep our deck looking great for years to come. Premier Deck Coating can also do fences and pergolas too. For a free quote, call 317-696-4071 or visit premierdeckcoating.com.
Guys, if you're just kind of feeling off and tired all the time, no energy, you need to take action now. LowTCenter.com is where you need to go to get started with testosterone replacement therapy, or TRT, and join tons of other guys who are going through the same thing as you. They've got clinics all over town, on-site testing, and then they can provide you with the results you've been looking for.
And the Low T Center lets you choose if you want to be treated by visiting the clinic or getting treated from home. Either way, you will receive the highest quality of care. And right now, this month only, April only, you can get a free consultation. So if you qualify, treatment's covered by most insurance. It's an affordable way to check your testosterone, kickstart your life, get more energy. LowTCenter.com. Quick, totally worth it, simple. Book your appointment online. LowTCenter.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Wind and hail can cause serious damage to your property, but not every storm leaves the same mark. At Miscellaneous Corporation, they offer a free thorough inspection of your entire property, not just your roof. With over 35 years disaster restoration, they check everything from shingles to siding, gutters, windows, and even your interior. Call Miscellaneous today for your free comprehensive inspection. Don't forget to ask about our impact-resistant shingles for your roof. Life happens. Miscellaneous happens to help you through it. 844-FIX-INDY.
Quality Supply and Tool, your premier supplier of construction equipment, tools, and supplies, is hiring CDL drivers. Call Brian Myers at 317-690-2016.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
Matthew McConaughey, what's going on?
All right. What's happening, Hammer? Southbound 65 slow around West Street, and eastbound 70 is really lightened up, but maybe a little bit bumper to bumper from Harding Street to Meridian, Illinois. It's just a slow roll right now. And on the north side, eastbound 465 stop and go traffic, Keystone Avenue to the White River. A reminder on the southeast side, Southeastern Avenue still shut down from Sherman to English. It should be for the rest of evening rush because of a train derailment. Also, Boone, Clinton County, northbound 65 after State Road 28. That's a crash blocking the right lane, stopping traffic past the county line. And in Hancock County, westbound 70 stall after State Road 9. Front of the line is clearing out, still stopped from the Greenfield Rest area to State Road 9. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Temperature keeps dropping, keeps getting lower. 44. We're down 10 degrees from the start of the show, Nige. 44 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
And now, it's time for
Hammer's Heroes! Hammer American Idol Kelly Clarkson. She's now a talk show host. Sold millions of records.
I like Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, she's cool. She invested millions to save Hooters after bankruptcy filing. Is this true? She's your hero, huh?
Yes, she is.
What?
One, I've met Kelly Clarkson a couple times when she's been here for the 500. One of the nicest, most down-to-earth people you will ever talk to. Love me some Kelly Clarkson. I think she's incredibly talented, too. She's got some pipes. Kelly can sing. And also, back in the day, before she got her big break on American Idol, guess where she worked at? Hooters in Texas.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hooters always has a little place in her heart. So with all of this bankruptcy going on with the famous wing chain, Kelly Clarkson's like, not on my watch. So the current owners of Hooters have filed for bankruptcy. They're in the process of selling it back to the original owners, and Kelly Clarkson has pledged to put in a couple $1 million to help out the current owners, keep everybody employed, and keep the stores open as long as they can. Not only does she
slow clap
have great pipes, not only can she sing, she's saving Hooters. I'm telling you, whenever Dolly Parton's no longer around, the next American treasure will be Kelly Clarkson. Real quick, Nigel, we got a couple seconds left here. Watching the championship game tonight.
Yeah, I think I could stay up later than you. I think I'm going to try it.
Really?
Yeah.
Game doesn't start till 9.
Oh, I'll be in bed by 10. Never mind. Never mind. I thought it was at 7.
One shiny moment's not going to come on till damn near midnight tonight. All right, we have got a lot of stuff to get to. It's the Hammer and Nigel show. Come on back.
Spring showers might bring flowers, but they can also bring roof leaks. Strong winds, heavy rain can expose hidden damage, leading to costly water issues inside your home. And the longer you wait, the worse it gets. Water can seep into your attic, walls, and insulation, causing mold, rot, and expensive structural damage. The